Yeah.
All right.
Oh my.
I'm going to go live here in 3, 2,
Go away, cat.
1.
This podcast is brought to you by JList.com. JList.com has a ridiculous sale going on right now. They have a huge variety of t-shirts and hoodies on sale for $4 each.
$4?
$4, which is ridiculous, especially for a hoodie. They have t-shirts that contain Ghibli, Domo, Super Mario, Final Fantasy, Assassination Classroom, High School of the Dead, Ghost in the Shell. There's so much stuff on JList.com for $4 a piece right now. You can literally get a hoodie that has like the cat bus's face like on it for $4. Like what? So if you want to get some ridiculously cheap t-shirts and hoodies, go to JList.com right now. I don't know how long the sale will last, and maybe you can score yourself something really nice for a cheap price. Now it's time to start the podcast.
You're listening to the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast. Take your anime addiction to the next level at AAAPodcast.com/join. And now, here are your anime addicts.
Welcome, everybody, from around the world. Those of you in Belgium. Those of you in Peru.
Belgium?
Yeah.
Those of you in South Africa.
Ooh.
And maybe even in Nepal.
Brazil. USA.
Come
USSR.
together. Come together under the friendly 1944.
I was doing all the Street
USSR.
Fighter ones. China.
Welcome to the podcast from around the world. You are coming together under a united umbrella of anime nerddom where we are all one family, and I love all of you. Welcome to episode 466 of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast, where our mission is
to make your anime addiction worse.
Yeah.
So much worse, dude.
I am your host Mitsuki, and I'm joined by the full boat, full house today. We have Kings over Aces. To my right, Kazuo.
I don't know what that means, but I'll
maybe
take
it's
it.
Kings full of Aces.
I was trying to figure that out too.
I was trying to decipher that statement.
What is
as well.
Kings over Aces?
Still don't know what King's Full of Aces means.
I think it means you have 3 kings and 2 aces.
Well,
That's your full house. Oh, and of course,
Oh,
yeah, I'm just talking. I'm being
My
goofy.
God.
my head. Never mind.
Sorry, I had a dream last night that I won $150,000 in a cruise boat casino, which
Okay.
is impossible.
sure.
Would never happen, but it happened in my dream, and I was very pleased until I woke up. And of course, we also have the lovely Enzo from New York City,
Yeah.
Brooklyn, in fact.
What's up, fam? Glad to be back. Sorry I missed last week. It was your boy's been having it rough at work, so I had to be an adult and do that instead. But I'm here now, and I'm
Being
happy
an
about
adult ain't no fun.
Don't worry about it, Enzo. I took care of everything last week.
it. Yes.
Everything.
So we hear.
Chaos descended upon the podcast once more.
Yeah,
For Kazuo.
I heard it was a very organized and clean
Oh,
episode.
yep. Nothing went wrong. Everything
Oh
was
yeah,
fine.
full
I
trust.
listened-
I'm not even gonna listen to it. Full
Yeah,
trust.
no. You don't
I
have
did.
to.
I thought it went
All right.
fine.
Oh, okay.
You know, you guys only talk shit a couple times.
Yeah,
It
couple
wasn't so
times.
bad at all. And of course, we also have Mandy from Cincinnati, where they have the
Hello.
best chili.
Do they?
Yeah, Cincinnati style chili. Yeah. How
Oh.
are you, man? How are you, Mandy?
I'm doing all right. I had surgery this past week, so I'm still recovering, and I'm very, very sleepy. But I'm here, and I'm
Well,
excited
We're
to be back.
all,
Andy's fun.
there are many, many collective wishes coming your way. I know it. So,
Oh, thank you.
well wishes.
I was gonna make a joke,
Oh.
but I feel like it's not the best time to.
Probably
I
not.
was gonna say
Oh,
she
no.
had penis reduction surgery.
Well, no, that was
What?
me.
What? Where did that
Penis?
come from in your
That
mind?
That doesn't even make any sense.
Kazuo, how? Whose
How did-
dance is this?
I got it so reducted, it's gone.
How did you
I
even?
took it all off.
It's just gone now.
It's just gone now, yeah.
Because Mandy has a bigger dick than the rest of us.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we know that. Even post penis reduction surgery, dude.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry,
goodness.
guys.
Okay. So
It's okay.
if you want to get
We
your
can talk about
hands,
my penis another time.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
thank
for
you.
sure.
if you want to get your hands on our extra content where you can hear
On
us talk
Mandy's
about
penis.
penises. If you want to hear us discuss Mandy's penis, you can do it. You can do it in the after parties, or the hentai episodes. Maybe the after party, but probably hentai episodes.
This could be a really weird hentai topic. Talking about my
Mm.
surgery.
We're gonna do a hentai episode after the podcast today, where we're gonna be reviewing some hentai from March 2019, and we're gonna be picking shows for April, and probably talking about Mandy's penis.
Yes,
Indeed.
Yeah,
We will
yeah.
talk about Mandy's
in all
penis.
its glory.
And we also do our hobby addicts, so we.
How'd
can
you know
hear
I
us-
called it that?
It's called the Glory.
Yeah, it's called my glory.
Mm. That's what she has tattooed alongside it
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Oh man.
in like very large font.
One day we'll let Mitz finish the intro.
Sorry.
Hey, it's all right. Hearing about Mandy's penis and in all of its glory is way more important than telling people to go to AAAPodcast.com/join if they want to hear about all that extra stuff. So, all right, that's all I'm going to say about that. So, of course, we also have a Discord channel now that I'm sure is well over 1,000 people. So, because people jump in there every single day. So, I think Cosmo's checking right now, but
Oh yes. Oh sure.
oh, he's checking. I thought you were, but now he definitely is. So you can go to our website AAAPodcast.com.
1056.
1,050, way over.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Mandy. So you can join the 1,056 strong on our Discord, and of course we are also on Facebook and Twitter. It's not hard to find us. So on the episode today, it's a good day
Yeah.
because
Oh yes.
it is springtime.
Spring has sprung.
That's right.
Yes, with the spring of our youth.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Mm.
I think my springtime of youth has gone.
Yeah, you're in the late fall.
I'm probably in late spring.
Okay.
I would say, like in reality, but like the beginning of spring is probably when you're like, 20.
Maybe.
I would say, yeah. So, the spring 2019 anime selections are upon us, and we're gonna be doing that today, so you can find out what anime we are interested in for the next season, which is gonna be starting in about a week. So, it comes quick. I'm telling you what, it comes.
I think some
very
shows
quick.
have already started.
Yeah, I was looking it up, and it seems like none of them. They don't start on the same day, of course, and most of them are
Yeah.
starting like around the 7th of April. I think is like the hot time. So by the time you hear this, you'll just be a few days away. Of course, we're also going to be reviewing Thunderbolt Fantasy 2, which is a Taiwanese, I think it's Taiwanese puppet show that
Oh yeah.
has mostly anime staff behind it.
Right.
And a lot of anime staff behind it, some big names, and it is.
That's anime as fuck.
It truly is, and it is badass as fuck. I would
Spoilers.
say, yeah, it's pretty
Spoilers,
badass.
dude. Spoilers, dude.
Yeah, spoilers for our review.
All right, so we're gonna be getting to all of that. So, and of course, we have lots of other things to get to as well. We got Enzo Senpai Notice Me Corner. We got mailbags. We got Manny's Manga Minute. We got all that stuff for you. So let's just get this rolling.
Yeah.
おー、大ニュースです。It's time for big news of the week.
All right, so I was earlier today. I was really struggling to find good news items. I was like, what is there to talk about? And then Mandy says that Token Ranbu launched what is, I guess, the equivalent of Kickstarter from
Called
Campfire-
Booster.
Booster. On Booster, fans of Token Ranbu managed to raise over 41 million yen to restore a sword called the Ishikimaru, which is going to be, I guess, restored and is going to be housed at the Ishikiri Tsurugiya Shinto Shrine in Higashi Osaka. So that, in case you didn't know, that is like, I would say roughly $350,000. So that's a shitload of money. Does it really cost? And I mean, it just speaks to the fandom of Token Ranbu, and I say to myself, does it really take $350,000 to restore a sword? I doubt it.
I actually looked it up earlier. It looks like it's at $371,000 now. And this isn't the first one that they have done this. The fans, you're usually really good about donating money to restoring a bunch of different historical items and locations, like Shinto shrines that are referenced inside the game. I think that's really awesome because, Token Ranbu is a gacha game, and which gacha games have a history of having a lot of whales in them. And so I think it's awesome to have these people who are willing to spend hundreds of dollars on digital pictures in a game, instead of turning that into something really good, like restoring historical pieces. I think that's awesome.
For those of you that don't know, a whale is somebody who spends like an inordinate amount of money in like a gacha game, for example. So like the average person might spend $25 a year on a game, but like a whale might spend 1,000. So
all of the swords in that game are actual swords that existed. I mean, of course, they turn into hot boys, but
of course they do.
As they do.
Naturally.
so all of the guys have like qualities that take on like teaches you things about history. So like all of them have different qualities of the sword, how they were made, who they belong to, and this particular one is a character in the game, and so it looks like they're using a bunch of his merchandise to help help give people something in the fundraiser. So they have a bunch of different rewards with like pictures of the character and a bunch of different items. And it's pretty cool.
I've been known to have sword-like qualities.
really,
Yes.
does your sword need?
Are you
very-
sharp?
That's what I was going to say, Mandy.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
I'm very sharp.
I was gonna ask you if your
And
if
hard.
if your sword needed to be restored.
Sorry.
Is your sword in
And
need
you're
of,
hard?
Is your sword in need of restoration?
Yeah.
Are you cold steel?
I'm cool. I'm cool.
Maybe you need to polish your sword. Get it a little
Yeah.
Get it a little shined up.
Sure.
Get
Yeah,
a little rub
definitely.
down, dude.
Yeah, you know. There's some nicks and scratches in it that need to be buffed out.
When you stab
Some
when you
crazy battles
stab
with that sword, huh?
when you stab things with your sword,
Uh-huh.
does it bring you like a lot of pleasure?
I mean, I've been known to slay some things from time to time.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Quick
Interesting.
1v1s, right?
Yeah.
what? I mean, sometimes
He's-
2v1, we get weird.
He's a master at dueling and he's undefeated.
It's true.
I see.
You're like Miyamoto Musashi,
Damn. That's deep.
except you use
Just
your,
like my sword.
Except you use your penis.
One strike to finish.
One strike to finish.
Oh my god.
One swing,
strike
one
and it's all over.
One strike and it's all over.
Yep.
Dude.
I guess my thought is, I think it's cool that this happens, and my first question is, I really don't think it costs $375,000 or whatever it was to restore a sword, and
It wasn't, but their original goal was only 90,000.
I'm surprised it cost $90,000 to restore a sword.
So what do they do with all the extra money? Like are they going to
It
restore
probably
it?
goes to the shrine, I would think.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I guess I was just thinking that like my thought was that you pay a blacksmith or a guy to restore a sword, right? It probably doesn't cost anywhere close to that amount of money, and so I was just thinking like maybe while I think this is awesome, is it possible that the $350K that you didn't really need to restore the sword could be used to other purposes that might serve society?
I mean, I don't know what it would take to restore the sword. I know that's very, very fragile because it came out in what, like 794 AD.
Jesus,
So-
really? 794?
Yeah, I mean, I could be talking out of
Yeah.
my ass, but I mean, if they
But
ask for
They
100,
have like a master swordsmith on it called, his name is Kunihida Kawachi, and he's the 14th generation swordsmith of his family.
Wow.
And he's
fuck.
known for restoring very ancient swords.
Dude, I wish my family line was cool like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the
Wouldn't
fuck
that be
am I?
I am the 14th generation of my family. We restore mystical swords.
We've been playing with swords for so long.
Yeah.
I am 99 Kunai the 14th.
I was just imagining, like, what if, like, the swordsmith was, like, just some dude from, like, Boston? It's like they found this really great swordsmith. His name is John.
His name is
His name is John.
his name is Kazuo.
Like, that wouldn't be anywhere near as cool if it's like his name is Fred. It's like, okay, well, I guess that's all right.
I really hope they're putting the money into the temple. I mean, I think that would be worthwhile. Maybe it costs. I don't even know. I mean, I really don't know anything about sword restoration. But even to me, I'm thinking, okay, even $10,000 sounds like a lot. I mean, like you can completely shave down, refinish, paint, and gloss a grand piano for like 20 grand.
Why don't they just make a new sword? Is that like what? I'm just joking.
So like,
They also have to be able to find the ore that it was originally forged with
Oh yeah,
to restore it.
that's.
I can't imagine it's cheap. I imagine probably the
I don't know.
90,000 to put it up like the original is probably a good price. I don't know.
I think this campaign is still running. If you want to jump in on it, supporters
I don't
that
know if you can overseas. You might have to be in Japan.
well, maybe supporters that offer between $22 and $118 get items such as postcards, clear files, keychains, tape, drinking glasses, T-shirts, liquor, AMA, print arts, happy coats, dedicated plate names, arrows, etc. A Miko service was was also offered as a reward, but it's sold out. But let me just say that like that is the most Japanese list of rewards I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Postcards, clear files, keychains, that shit is just like what Japan does. Nope, Japan is the people in the United States. We don't give a shit about clear files. Do you guys even know what a clear file is?
I have no clue what that is.
A clear file is basically a clear piece of plastic sleeve that you can stick like papers in.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
It might
yeah.
hold like 20 or 30 papers, and it has like Pikachu on it or something.
Japan still sells like pencil boards.
Did
Yeah.
Did you guys already comment? I know the article was saying that it raised 32,000, or was it 32 some yen?
Is it still running?
Oh yeah. It's at 41 million
There's-
yen.
Yeah,
There's-
that's what I said earlier.
Oh, you did? Okay, I was
There's
like, I thought you said
45
it, but I.
There's 45 days
I think
left.
I tried to translate that as best as I could. I just assumed it was 370,000. But yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, they have like videos of like the dude like refinishing swords and stuff. That's pretty cool.
The thing is, like, I don't know how many people there are in the world that are swordsmiths still. There's got to be like only a few left because it's, let's face it, a dead profession.
Right.
So, I mean, like, I don't know. It's crazy. But that guy probably makes more money than I do, and he makes like he'll restore this one sword and make more money than I do in a year. So anyway, anything else on that, guys? That was pretty interesting.
Nope.
That's cool though.
Icy Rose was very active on our social media this week, and based on a conversation we had in an after party a couple weeks ago, where we were talking about like ways to change the podcast because it's never really stands still for all that long. He was asking about what people would like to see more of, and so I thought that on Twitter and on Facebook, and there were a bunch of results here, of which the retro dive segment that we did a few times with High Dive was the number one choice in both polls, and which means that people want to hear more like
Older reviews,
older reviews of old stuff.
which is awesome.
Yeah. So, and we have that. I mean, we don't have to do virtually anything to make that happen. We have the drop. We have the idea. And we've seen a bunch of old stuff, followed by more impressions and reviews. So, I don't know what that means exactly. Like, I guess people want us to cover even more shows from a season.
Yeah. Or I guess that's the favorite part of our show so far that we have. They enjoy our reviews and impressions.
Yeah, it could mean both those things.
Because I think that's like what the actual question was, is that he was asking like, what's your favorite segment or part of the podcast?
He said ran a poll in relation to potential changes to the podcast, mentioned that were mentioned in the last after party. What segments of the podcast would people like to see more of? Is what AC
Okay.
Rose wrote. The results are the same in both polls. They were completely the same. Retro Dive impressions and reviews came in second, followed by big news of the week / good, the bad, the moe, which means like people want to hear us talk about the news. Also followed by casual banter or chat amongst hosts, which I think is why we had that discussion in the first place, was to see if people would rather than discussing news all the time or doing topics that weren't always the most engaging, to just have casual conversation amongst us. So,
But it looks like reviews, whether they be new shows or old shows, that is what people want.
yeah,
By far the majority.
yeah, that's what it looks like. So that's always interesting. A couple comments from individual people. I don't know how I feel about saying people's names. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
It's a DM, we'll call this person, said that it would be cool to see your opinion on current popular anime memes, weeb culture, waifu wars, either as they surface week to week or in retrospect for the whole season Doesn't have to be literal memes, although maybe picking your favorite from a season would be fun, but talking about things like Chica Dance or Shaggy at 2% power
Oh God.
would add diversity to the show and give you all a chance to comment on the current buzz among the anime community. Sometimes brainless entertainment is the most fun to listen to. Well, I don't disagree with that.
Well, if
but-
you want brainless, my friend,
well, we have that.
that's
We have that.
we
in
are all
abundance.
over it.
Yeah, we are definitely. We excel greatly.
Yes.
At least I do. Christopher says keeping us old people up to date on otaku trends would be nice. Like Chica Dance. What the hell is Chica Dance? See, that's the thing. Like, I'm so
my
old.
god, you don't know what
You
the
haven't seen
Chica
the
dance
Chica
is?
Dance?
I don't go. I don't.
Because,
I don't really participate in social media at all. So
Chica was a character from the Kaguya-sama Love is War anime, and they did a very special ED for just one episode. It was just one episode, and
oh,
it has
there she
this
goes.
really fantastic dance, and it's really good. Like the animation's really well done. I
Yeah,
think
we're watching
it was.
it. We're watching it right now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like for us that have been around the anime industry for more than a couple years, it's like the old was it the Haruhi dance back in the day that was like so popular and everybody would do it at conventions and stuff. It's basically the new that.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of memes have come out of it and like reenactments.
So prepare to see a bunch of girls at cons doing this dance in the coming months.
Oh, 1000%.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Haruhi Suzumiya dance really grabbed me. Like when that show came out and they were doing the dance and it was like high energy, that dance grabbed me a lot more than this that I'm watching. Maybe it's because the song.
You have to listen to the song. It's really cute.
Yeah, we were.
Chica's the
listening to it.
best character. She's adorable.
I don't know. I guess I'm just old, you know. Like it's tough to beat the Haruhi Suzumiya song or dance, but
Yeah.
I remember when I was in college one time, and our anime club put together like five girls from our anime club got together and they decided that they were going to learn the Haruhi Suzumiya dance, like the five of them, and they performed it at like a talent show thing at my college where basically I would say half the college was in this giant like auditorium, and they got up there and they did that in front of everybody. And I remember that nobody knew what the hell they were doing and nobody understood why they were doing it.
Maybe not the place for it.
No, but they had mad balls.
Yeah, no,
Because
of
this
course.
is like 2004
Yeah.
when like anime was not cool.
Right.
And is anime cool now?
Yeah, it is definitely.
Oh, by
it's
far, man.
way more than it was back then.
Yeah, I mean, well,
It's
that's for sure.
extremely mainstream.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So like, and I just think looking back at that, I'm like they were badasses to stick their necks
Yeah.
out there like that.
that takes guts
Yeah,
for sure in front of like all of your classmates.
definitely.
Hell yeah.
Let's read one more of these. Tanya says, I really like the idea of a retro review segment. I've found a lot of podcasts that review new anime, but few go back and watch classics. It could even be a listener's choice sort of thing. We had that.
Oh, that
once
would be
upon a
cool.
time. Yeah.
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 We've once before we did a thing where it was back when we reviewed Steins Gate, the original Steins Gate,
Yes.
which happened well after the show had come out. But there was a season where we were like down a show somehow, like
Yeah.
one of the, like some flub that resulted in us like needing to review something extra, and so we decided to, call up
I
Steins
remember that,
Gate
yeah.
and do that. So I mean, we could do something similar in the future potentially.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the good thing about the retro reviews is that most of the time, I mean,
It's
already-
stuff we've already seen.
yeah, we can pick from things we've already watched.
Yeah.
Because watching 2 anime a week is out of the question.
Yeah.
That is not happening ever. So, in fact, Bunny Girl Senpai is coming up. Or no, then not Bunny Girl Senpai. The Slime Show is coming up.
Yes.
And
Yeah!
I'm already thinking, how in the shit am I going to find time to watch 24 episodes of anime in 1 week?
It goes by so fast. It's so good.
It's such a good show. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I mean, I just don't. Maybe if I don't know, if I devote every single every single moment of the day, every day during the week, that I'm not committing myself to something else, like in terms of like brain power, and by that I mean like sitting on the toilet,
Yeah.
I can get it done.
So
Yeah, multitask. I get a lot of shit done in a day.
Oh, trust me, I multitask. I mean, I'm watching anime while I eat at my diner, while I'm driving to mountain biking. I mean, oh yeah, trust me.
I want you to know there were a couple segments that were not brought up on the poll that have been mentioned in chat.
Oh boy.
One is, does Mitsuki's mom know?
Yeah.
And the
Well-
other is more beer runs.
Classic.
More beer runs. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, we could always.
We just
I mean,
stop the
you
podcast
could
and
always
go
just
get
go
beer.
You could always run and go get beer right now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I
stop
think it's
you.
better when like the show depends on it.
Like you know, when
Yeah,
it's
like
during a-
when you are gone and
Yeah.
we're stuck here listening to break music
Yep.
for like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I have to freestyle. With
Exactly.
Yeah, we have to
and then he has
freestyle.
to rap.
people love that
Yeah.
shit though.
Yeah.
It's insane, dude.
People love that. You'd be surprised. Like the chaos is entertaining.
True.
Yeah, but the Does Mizuki's Mom Know segment is dependent entirely upon my mom visiting, so I can get her to record more questions. So, and we just happen to be out at the moment. So, but you know, it's not that won't come back. We just have to, you know, have my dear mother visit, and which she would probably love to do anyway. Yeah. All right. So
You could ask my mom. That'd be wild.
does Mandy's mom know?
Oh my god. We don't even
The
have to
answer
change.
is no to everything.
Yeah. We wouldn't even have to change the abbreviation.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah.
DMMK.
The MMK.
Oh, it'd be MMMK for Mandy.
What?
It'd be too
Oh yeah,
easy.
no, Disney.
Nope.
Oh, yeah,
Definitely
My
not.
mom doesn't know
It's-
anything about
It's
anime.
been a long week. I wasn't.
You should ask her video game trivia though. That'd be fun.
Sure.
Yeah, she'd probably slay at that. All right, so let's move on, and we'll have some positive vibes with Enzo Senpai's Notice Me Corner.
Let's do it.
皆さんおめでとうございます Join us in Enzo Senpai's Notice Me Corner.
All right, this is Enzo Senpai's Notice Me Corner, where you can write in and let me know about some stuffs you're working on, some stuffs you completed, and some stuffs that you're proud of. I'm not sure why I'm saying
So much stuff.
That's a lot of stuff.
All the stuff.
That's-
Not really sure where that's coming from.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm sticking to today.
Go
This one
for
comes in from I cannot. The name of the username is I cannot write a creative nickname.
Very creative.
And yet you were
Very
creative anyway.
Yes, good job. Well done. All right. They say, hey, NZ, so I've been working on as a lifeguard at an indoor-outdoor pool, and I wouldn't want any other job as a first job. But like all good things, it's got to come to an end because when summer rolls in, I'm going to be in the U.S. Coast Guard training to be a rescue swimmer. At the moment that I'm writing this, I'm currently waiting for the recruiter to contact me, which is taking forever due to the government shutdown. It should hopefully be over by the time you guys read
Read this.
That's-
He
Mailbag,
wrote.
and it is over.
That wasn't me, right? Okay.
Yeah.
By the time you guys read that. Okay. I'm excited for the future, but at the same time, I'm kind of scared since it's such a change from what I'm used to. Anyway, thanks guys for such awesome content and for spreading the anime addiction. Hey man, congratulations on doing this job. I've had a couple of friends be lifeguards in the past, and they told me that they also like it, although it could be very stressful. So congrats on completing it as your first job, and good luck on getting into that program to be a rescue swimmer. That is a lot of responsibility you're going to shoulder. So,
Yeah.
cheers, man.
That's some intense
Huge.
stuff too.
Yeah,
That's
for real.
intense, man. It's
Some
gonna
of the
be
stuff they
huge.
do, like jumping out of helicopters and
That's
stuff.
some badass shit.
Yeah. No
Yeah,
joke.
It's like not a joke. It's like it's a lot of responsibility and honor you're gonna shoulder.
Yeah.
You're gonna carry that weight, fam.
And when you get done with your service,
Mm.
you're gonna be like talking to some lady.
Yeah.
Be like, I used to jump out of
Or a man.
helicopters. Or a man.
Yeah. We don't know.
I don't even know if this is a man
This-
or a woman.
we don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I mean, you're gonna be talking to a person
Mm.
of interest and be like,
Person of interest.
"Hey, I used to jump out of helicopters in the middle
save
in the
drowning
middle of
people."
a storm at sea.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bad. You know, there's commercials on TV where they say you could have the honor, and they show guys jumping out of like helicopters.
Yeah.
That was me.
That's me. Yeah. And you're gonna be mad shredded too, because like
You're gonna
swimming
be
is like really good workout.
Shredded.
I'm gonna need you to watch for inspiration to like really help you get into the zone for this. You're gonna have to watch
Free.
all of Free.
Oh shit.
All of free,
Yeah, just keep marathoning that back to back.
and also watch 50% off
Yes.
because fuck it.
Also
What is
that.
that?
Sure.
The man is what Mandy showed me. It's like the abridged
And
series. on
maybe
YouTube.
Dive, I guess,
Yeah.
if you want. I don't know. You can watch that. I wouldn't recommend it.
Either
though.
way, you're a badass, and I love you.
Yeah, I didn't like Dive.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
I couldn't
man.
get into that one.
Big bummer.
Okay, guys.
It's not-
Well, yeah. Oh,
But you can
okay.
watch my what was it called? There's a merman in my bathtub or something.
What the shit?
Yeah, that happened.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
happened.
I
It
remember
happened.
that.
What was that? That show was terrible.
Yeah, that was weird.
I don't know.
We dropped.
I'm gonna
that.
watch it though. I'm
We
gonna put
dropped
it on my list.
That got dropped like it was hot, if I recall. That was one of mine. I think.
Merman. Yep, it's on my
Oh
list now.
God.
I'm gonna watch
Oh
it.
gods.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right. So we also have our trivia. We started a new theme of trivia on the site, and it's really bad anime. So I have put up the new picture. So if you go to the website, you can check out the like the new question, which is just a show that's really bad. And I was really surprised to see how many people knew that the correct answer this week was Tekken the movie.
Oof.
Yes, terrible movie.
Oh boy.
Terrible. Like the most of the movie was just like panning still images.
This is one of those like when I was a kid at Blockbuster and I was like, huh, Tekken.
Yes.
What's that? I
is
like
what it is.
Tekken.
Yeah, the video game? What?
Sweet. They made a movie?
It's got like you look at the back, it's got the picture of the Velociraptor with the boxing gloves on.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, he's in that movie by the way.
Yeah, I know.
And
Wait, he was in the movie?
oh hell yeah, he was. And so was Rue
Was
or whatever.
Kuma the bear?
I don't remember. I know Rue was
Mhm.
or the boxing kangaroo.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Rue was.
kangaroo?
The kangaroo is
I don't
definitely in it.
remember. I
Oh,
swear
boy.
I've seen that movie, but I can't remember.
It's terrible. Yeah, that movie is really bad.
Was Horong in it? I think that's how you pronounce his name. The
I
kicking guy.
don't remember. Hihachi definitely was.
Yeah, it's been so long.
What about Devil?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know who that is. I don't remember that
Mandy,
character.
this is a
Ogre?
movie.
Ogre?
Jesus Christ, Mandy. I don't know that much about
Yoshimitsu?
Tekken.
Good lord. Yoshimitsu was definitely in it.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes, King was King.
So the blonde chick was in it. Was her name Nina?
Yeah, Nina.
Yep.
Nina was definitely in it. She was one of the main characters. So, all right.
That's
So, yeah, that's a lot of fun.
I mean, that sounds like a good anime. I don't know.
Oh no, it's terrible.
Oh boy.
In fact, that would be a great anime for a drinking episode, by the way.
Definitely.
So
We should watch it. Yes.
we could do a drinking episode to that for sure.
Yeah, I can drink now, so I'm down.
All right, so we have an intro weekly trivia question as well, which we'll answer after our little news break here. It's another one of Mitsugi's twisted synopsis. Twisted synopsis? Synopsises?
Synopsis.
Synopsis?
This is
It says here, a girl develops a harem of animal people in what could be anime's only animal love harem.
Hell yeah.
there's a ton of those.
What? Let
There's
us
a
know.
ton of them.
Let us know if you can guess that, and we will tell you the answer right
Leave it
after
to
the break.
Mandy. Hey everybody, Mitsuki's here, bringing you a sweet, delicious dose of your anime news. Leading us off today, it looks like Anime Japan, which is a huge anime convention in Japan that was this past week, ran a poll about which properties anime fans would like to see made into anime as adaptations, and 200,000 people voted in this poll. The top three were Gunjo ni Siren by Mikon Momokuri, which is a baseball property, Tasu Ketsu by Taiga Miyakawa, which is a survival game story, which seems action-packed, maybe a pretty exciting little tale. And then, of course, number one on the list, Great Priest Imhotep by Makoto Morishita. From the sands of ancient Egypt to the streets of modern Japan, the newly resurrected Great Priest Imhotep traverses time and space on the hunt for the Magi, devious beings with an appetite for destruction who impersonate the gods. So that sounds like a really interesting story, and is clearly number one amongst fans that attended Anime Japan. Next up, Pokemon is seeking to spread its gospel of fun and, well, capturing little monsters to people that have just joined the world, that is little babies, because the original fans of Pokemon are now in their 30s. They seek to sort of penetrate the younger audiences as well, and they are launching a line of maternity products for babies. So the Pokemon's newest merchandise brand, Mon Poke, is meant to appeal to parents that want to deck out their kids in cute Pokemon gear or want official maternity wear for themselves. So pretty cool little idea, and I can see that being a pretty big success amongst older fans of the Pokemon franchise. Next up, fans, I guess, were getting up in arms because one of the characters from Fruits Basket had her hair color changed. This was Motoko Minagawa, which is the president of the Prince Yuki fan club from Fruits Basket. Now, the creator of Fruits Basket weighed in on this, saying, quote, "It might not be well known, but Motoko's hair color in the original manga is a shade of indigo." Takaya wrote, "I'm thankful for Motoko's color is the same. I will oversee that the color design is corrected and all characters are the same color as the original manga. Although pink is cute too, question mark." So the original creator of the property is happy with what's happening and is happy to see the original hair color being used. Next up, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind has so popular that Giorno and Bruno have inspired their own line of Vans sneakers. It's pretty interesting. You have one pair of sneakers that is a bright pink color with very elaborate looking buttons on it. And along the back, it has the little winged swirls of the JoJo characters. And then, of course, on the other shoe, the white, black and white little teardrops and the zippers straight down the front. So if you're a huge fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, you might want to check out this line of Vans shoes. Kind of a unique thing that we don't see that often, and might be worth getting if you're a big fan. This was Mitsugi, and this was your anime news break. Now, time to get back to the podcast.
My friends are annoyed because they think I have forgotten their actual names. I just call them my senpais and kohais now.
I threw a tennis ball at my cat. I was so caught up in the moment and thought maybe I could capture her, and then we could go on adventures together.
I purchased a motorcycle just so I could pretend I was Onizuka.
I answered the phone with Moshi Moshi.
My poor cat.
I may actually have a problem.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time.
Hello, I'm Mandy from the Anime Addicts Anonymous. Do any of these symptoms sound familiar to you? Do you have 8,572 waifus? Do you struggle with having the theme song to Attack on Titan stuck in your head, even though Jaeger is the only word you know? Then you may be experiencing anime addiction. If you are experiencing anime addiction, then you should visit our website, AAAPodcast.com. At Anime Addicts Anonymous, we have dedicated ourselves to making your anime addiction worse. Worse! Yes, worse. Because the real world just plain sucks. So many resources await you. For just $5 a month, you will have unlimited access to our Hobby Addicts episodes. You will also have access to our hentai episodes, where you can watch a hentai along with us and hear our commentary. Give our after party episodes a listen, where you can hear us struggle to talk about our boring lives outside of anime. That $5 will go to helping us spread anime addiction throughout the world. Yes, it is time for you to make your anime addiction worse.
Hi, my name is Sonny Strait, voice of Krillin from Dragon Ball Z, and I'm an anime addict. Kamehameha, bitches!
Welcome back to episode 466 of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. I am watching a trailer that Kazuo is watching right now, and I am like, "What the hell is he looking at?"
Oh, it's a thing, Mitz.
We're gonna have to play this trailer live and comment on it as we're watching it.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
What
We
is
can do
it?
Nande Kokuni Sensei ga.
It's Mandy, it's one of the shows that I've selected
Oh,
for-
awesome. Can't wait.
for the spring 2019 season.
But we had an intro trivia question, twisted synopsis. Girl develops a harem of animal people, and what could be anime's only animal love harem? Well, it's Fruits Basket.
Of course.
Of course.
What did you think it was?
Beastmaster and Prince.
Oh, maybe that.
I mean, I'm just not into
Dandelion.
it. I mean,
Mandy has a whole list of these.
Yeah,
I'm just not into
it's
it.
a thing.
Animal harems?
Yeah, I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't you like
definitely.
Monster Musume?
Got him.
Got him.
Backed him
I
into
thought
a
you
corner.
liked the
I'm-
beast women.
The only girl I was cool with
The
in
snake
Monster
one?
Musume was the snake girl.
Yeah.
What
Like-
about you chose the
He didn't like the bird one.
what was it? The one that we just reviewed last season, or not last season, last year, about the like Wolverine girl.
What?
Oh,
Killing
killing
bites.
bites.
Oh, killing bites. Yeah,
Killing
yeah.
bites. Yeah.
Well-
what about that?
That was different.
Yeah, well, I think the
It was
difference is that,
different.
like,
Oh,
well, I think the difference is that Killing Bites wasn't a harem,
a woman. Oh, I'm just kidding.
and Killing Bites, like, they were really hot.
Oh, okay.
And they could be
Okay.
both, and they could be, I don't know. Stop it. Stop analyzing me.
Stop it.
How dare you?
And
I'm
now,
relaxed all of a
let's
sudden.
take a minute for the Manga Minute with Mandy.
Alrighty, this is Mandy's Manga Minute, where I take a minute to tell you about a manga and help you find something new to read.
Get it, girl.
And this one is I am doing Kimetsu no Yaiba, or aka Demon Slayer. And since ancient times, rumors have abounded of man-eating demons lurking in the woods. Because of this, local townsfolk never venture outside at night. Legend has it that a demon slayer also roams the night, hunting down these bloodthirsty demons. For young Tanjiro, these rumors was soon to become his harsh reality. Ever since the death of his father, Tanjiro has taken it upon himself to support his family. Although their lives may have been hardened by tragedy, they found happiness. This ephemeral warmth will shatter. Is shattered one day when Tanjiro finds his family slaughtered, and the lone survivor, his sister Nezuko, turned into a demon. To his surprise, however, Nezuko still shows signs of human emotion and thought, thus beginning Tanjiro's quest to fight demons and turn his sister human again. Whew, I stumbled a lot. Sorry about that. I'm still working through my sleepiness. Demon Slayer is an action shonen series written and illustrated by Koyoharu Gotage. It was part of the Jumpstart Initiative, where the first 3 chapters are available in English at the same time as the Japanese release, same as Dr. Stone was. And there are currently 5 volumes available, and it's still publishing. The first thing that I really stood out to me about Demon Slayer is the unique art. The character designs and the art style are pretty different from a lot of other shonen series that I've read, and they're all very easily identifiable. It also has a very interesting blend of like Taisho era atmosphere with this like eerie details that prevent you from feeling like anyone's really ever safe. I've only read the first few volumes, and so far the artist does struggle a little bit with illustrating action scenes, but there's a lot of interesting characters, and like the main character, although his sister is a demon, she, to prevent herself from eating human flesh, she binds her mouth so she can't communicate except through like expressions. And there's a hunter who's so cowardly that he passes out right before fights and then proceeds to battle in a sleepwalking state. And we meet some very other interesting demons and hunters. And there's a blend of humor and seriousness, but instead of feeling awkward, somehow this one like meshes very well, and it adds like a unique tempo that keeps you engaged with the characters. And the anime is coming out this spring season. I think it might have already aired the first season or the first episode. And yeah, that sounds interesting. You can check it out on the Shonen Jump app.
Thank you, Mandy. And
No problem. I'm passing out, so I'm sorry if I messed that up a lot.
well, we may be hearing more about this property in a few minutes,
You might.
Ooh, maybe.
It's a mystery.
or maybe not.
We may also be hearing Mandy snore on mic in a few minutes.
You could. That's also very possible.
That'd be dope.
So we are going to be doing our picks for the spring 2019 season. There are a lot of there really weren't that many shows for spring. It was weird. There were a lot less
Yeah, there
than
were
usual. Yeah. Which is evident because in this document that we use to pick our shows, we rank them 1 through 15.
Right.
And strangely enough, we all had different top 2 picks. However, after that, it was like we all had the same thing, pretty much. And so, like, I note that almost all of us had to go pretty deep down our list to get everything to get the 5 shows.
Yeah. Very deep down. A couple of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2
I
of
mean,
us
I'll
all the
take
way
it.
to the
My
bottom.
trade-off is not that bad, considering I got 4 of my top 5. But
True.
then after
Yeah,
that, I
that's-
literally went to my number 15.
Well, we all know why that is.
Of course.
No, I did
The
my picks
old-
first. I did my picks like second.
The old sniper, Enzo, coming in.
old
Oh my
sniper.
god.
Sniper wolf.
He steals our picks. I did my picks before you.
I need to drop of a baby crying.
Yeah, definitely.
A violin.
I am not even upset. I am voicing fact.
Uh-huh.
Well,
likely story.
We believe you. You're too handsome to not believe, Enzo.
We need a baby crying, and we also need the air horn, like the ba 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 ba. Just periodically.
We should just do that ourselves and record it.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's so much better. But we all have to do it at the same time.
Me,
Right.
yeah. Okay, can we practice real quick?
I mean,
No.
it's gonna be off
Oh,
because
come
we're
on.
on Discord. So.
Come on. No. Just guys. Just trust me on this, okay? Ready?
Oh, okay.
I
3,
trust you.
2, 1.
Ba, 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 ba.
All right.
That's good enough.
Yep.
That sounded awful.
Record that. That'll be the new drop.
There you go.
I did make a drop of a dump truck backing of a garbage truck backing up and then dumping
I heard
trash.
I listened to that one. It's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
That's
made
awesome.
that just for when we need it. So okay, so anyway, let's just go. I don't know. Let's go in the order in which the picks were made. Which Kazuo got the best role.
Hey.
So Kazuo got to pick his first, and it's a doozy.
It sure is.
You're gonna need to play this trailer.
Oh boy. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna come through on the.
It
It'll
should.
come through on the recording. It won't come through on the YouTube video, like the live.
Well, we can still comment
And,
on.
like it up.
All right, so I'm gonna play the second trailer.
Okay.
All right.
I think I looked at this one and went, nope.
The anime is the anime is Nande Kokuni. What was the title? Nande Kokuni Sensei ga,
Yes.
which is like Sensei. Why are you here?
Yeah. Specifically, why the hell are you here, teacher?
I mean,
Would be the English translation for that.
yeah, I guess.
So the this is an interesting one, guys. This one is brought to you by Tier Studio, or maybe Tear or Tear. They're both spelled the same way, but I don't know.
Terror.
Yeah, right. Which has only ever worked on one other show, or I guess really. I think. Wait, is this right? Hold on.
They're a new studio.
Are we sure this isn't a hentai?
I
No.
mean, I'm pretty sure.
No, we're not sure.
Although the genres are
we are
comedy,
unsure, we are
ecchi,
unsure.
school, and seinen. So
They-
Because this looks like a hentai.
the genre should have been ecchi, toilet, boobs, sexual positions,
Right.
ecchi, and more toilet.
perfect. The only other thing the studio has worked on is the Oshitsu Kyoshi Heine movie, or the Royal Tutor movie.
Heine, that's Heine.
Heine? Is it?
Oh, the Royal Tutor?
Who
I remember
released the
watching a couple
Heine
I
House?
episodes
enjoyed
of
the
that.
Real Tutor.
Okay, well, they
Yeah.
worked on the movie, so there's that.
Oh.
The director, there's actually two directors listed. One is Hiraku Kaneko, and the other is Tokuro Toshikatsu.
It was so good it took 2 directors.
Yeah, which have worked on. I'm just scrolling through some of their stuff here.
Just boobsy anime.
Basically,
Seikon no Quasar. Oh Lord.
Sudazure Children.
Okay.
Is
Well,
one of the
this
shows.
just looks so wholesome compared to Suda.
You know what? Just play the trailer.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play the trailer here, and I'll
You're gonna
comment.
get us kicked off YouTube.
No, they're
Here
not
we
gonna
go.
see it. Or I guess I could make them
Oh,
see it if
okay.
I want to.
We're commenting on it. You can't.
All right.
We're safe.
Yeah. Okay.
You can
No,
go
I
on.
meant because it looks suspect.
Yeah. Well,
So we're playing it here. Mitz and I can hear it. Unfortunately, Mandy and Enzo can't because of the way science works.
That's okay.
But basically, it is boobs. Boobs.
very cute anime.
More boobs.
Okay.
Lots of boobs.
White screens. Wet
Wet
boobs.
Boobs in bathing suit.
Tit drops. There's a tit drop in there.
There's the angry teacher.
That's the teacher?
No, that's a young girl. That's another student.
That's the teacher right there.
There's a teacher with boobs.
Okay.
It's just it's
Stars, lots of stars. A
Teacher sitting on a
sitting
toilet.
on the toilet with a man in the stall with her.
Yep. And he's very upset about it. Oh, somebody pulling face
Motorboating.
into boobs.
That chick's hot as shit.
Yeah. Bent over.
Wow.
Like this is just.
Oh my god.
Oh, doing the thing where you hold somebody up so they can pee.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh,
This-
white
It's
streaks.
definitely a hentai.
It's,
Wow.
I mean,
Soshite. Sato. Suzuki-kun.
I swear, if this is
Oh man.
30 minutes and not like 5,
that's
I call
yeah.
shenanigans.
Dude, she had her legs pulled back.
Now, guys, we don't know that this could
Wow.
be a totally
Yeah, it's gonna be
reasonable
real
show.
wholesome.
Yeah, you don't know.
5 out of 5.
Based on
I don't
just the
know. You're
trailer.
right.
The synopsis here is a 17-year-old Ichiro Sato is an average teenager who always happens
Is an above average is an average student but an above average coxman.
right, who always happens to find himself in perverted situations with his teacher
yeah.
Kana Kojima. Follow this erotic love comedy about their mishaps throughout their daily lives and how Ichiro and Kana choose to handle them.
His penis is named Glory and it's thick as a beer can.
Yes.
Oh man, why has he gotta steal my glory?
Damn.
So
Hole.
this show is certainly a thing, guys. It's
I just can't believe that shot of the girl with her legs pulled back
right.
and the white sensor right over where her
There are
her
definitely
hoo-ha dilly would be.
there are definitely some moments in this trailer that
Hoo-ha dilly.
Yeah.
it's I don't if you haven't watched the trailer, please do. And
There is
make
a
sure-
manga.
Make sure you lock your bedroom door before you watch it.
There is a manga, and it has a 7.28 on my anime list.
Yes.
The funny thing is that it looked pretty.
No, it's well
It
animated.
looks.
Art style's good. The girls are attractive.
I mean, those really like cartoonishly cute, hiragana and katakana like fonts.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm in.
So I mean, hey, you know what? It could be funny, guys. We don't know.
Do you remember that?
Give it the benefit of the doubt.
What was that hentai? Or sorry, what wasn't a hentai? What was the anime we watched a while ago where the girl kept like peeing herself because she had a chastity belt over her like clothing and couldn't take it off to
What?
go to the
What
bathroom?
the fuck?
What?
I don't remember this.
Oh yeah, we covered it.
Okay. I mean, we have seen some perverted comedies that are actually quite good. Like Shimoneta, I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a
funny one.
perverted comedy. So it's like it's not unheard of.
There was a show that was made into a movie where the girl had to like fall in love with her stepbrother or something in order to let this ghost girl pass
Oh
on to heaven.
yeah, I remember that.
And then in order to like pee, she had to like get this like love locket to fill up so she could take her chastity belt
right.
off.
What was that show?
Someone in the chat.
Ah man. Okay.
Anime, stop.
Yep.
Slow down.
It just reminded me of that because so much of that anime's first 3 episodes took place with her on the toilet. And I was just like, and this trailer was like nothing but scenes in the bathroom stalls.
Yeah.
And of
the
course,
scene
Icy
of him
Rose.
holding
Icy
her
Rose
to
comes in.
pee creeps me out.
Yeah, Ice Rose comes in with the
Oh.
answer. It's recently my sister has been unusual.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
okay.
All right, so I'm up next, and I have a show called Robo Hachi, which I guess you can pull Robo Hachi up if you want.
Oh, okay, sure. I was gonna
mean-
pull up my next anime, but
Robo
I'll
Hachi.
pull up yours.
Robo Hachi in Neo Tokyo in the year Galaxy Century 0051, which marks a half century since the first contact was made, humans have obtained super light speed navigation technology and formed a commonwealth of planets with aliens. A streak of bad luck is continuing for self-proclaimed freelance reportage writer Robbie Yarge, who is around 30 years old. He fails at work, so his contract is cut. His girlfriend leaves him, he nearly dies in a traffic accident, and debt collectors come after him. One day, a bag snatcher steals Robbie's bag, and the young man helps him. Hachi Kita, an 18-year-old part-time worker, catches the criminal and returns Robbie's bag. Robbie offers him his gratitude and a meal in return. The pair discover they are complete opposites and soon part ways. This is a long-ass synopsis. It's like a sci-fi show, but like, honestly, watching the trailer, everything in the
It looks
trailer...
ridiculous.
Everything in the trailer irritates me. This guy,
Yeah.
he irritates the shit out of me. He's got like purple eyebrows, yellow eyes, green like eyeshadow, and his hair is like 4 different colors.
It's kind of giving me Space Dandy vibes.
Yes, it is.
Like as far as like the art style and the eccentricity of it.
yeah, it's done by Studio Comet, which is an old school studio, by the way. They did School Rumble, Initial D, First Stage,
Oh wow. Okay.
Peach Girl, Whistle.
Jesus. Yeah, they
This
are.
studio's been around for a while, but like no one, I don't know, their name doesn't seem to come up very often. The director is Takamatsu Shinji, who did Sakamoto Desu Ga and School Rumble. So, I don't know, like, I didn't really like the trailer. It looks a little too silly for me, to be honest. But but you're right, Space Dandy vibes for sure.
Yeah,
I'll
it could
say.
be good.
But but like a lot of people really love Space Dandy, so I'm not gonna like chalk the show up to that level of hype. But that's Robo Hachi, and that's my first show. So
I don't know. Something about it makes me think of that tiramisu one.
Oh yeah.
Space Battle.
Definitely.
Yeah. I wonder if this is going to be a short.
Maybe.
Curious.
We'll have to see. Okay, next up.
Yeah, so next would be me, and so my first one I'm going to discuss is the one that I had listed as 15, and it's called Midara na Ao-chan wa Benkyou ga dekinai. I'm not really sure what that translates to, but so I had this one a little higher on my list at first, but then I kind of just like really delved into all the other choices I had, and this one just ended up being 15. but the synopsis of this one is so weird. It's like, she, her, it centers around this girl whose name I guess can be. You know what? I think Mal actually has a good synopsis for once. So here it is. When Al was in kindergarten, she smiled ear to ear as she told her classmates how her father, a best-selling erotic author, chose her name. A is for apple, and O is as in orgy. So her name's Owl.
What?
So A for apple and O as in orgy.
As in
right?
orgy?
Orgy.
Okay.
Orgy. You know, like when.
Oh yeah. I'm familiar with the concept.
I was just like, I've
hell's
never
going
heard of
on?
this thing before.
What is happening to anime?
So basically, she's haunted by the thought when she was in kindergarten, like she went to introduce herself in class and she said that out loud, and people have teased her for forever about that. And basically she's been haunted by that memory for forever, and she like is a little bit of afraid of affection. Um, so then now she's in high school, and there's a guy that is continuously trying to like befriend her and like get with her and everything, and it's about all the silliness that ensues with that kind of tension. It's a pretty pervy. It's a definitely an ecchi. Like the PV shows a whole bunch of ecchi potential. But the main reason I even thought about it is because it was I think a Kodansha comic, and Kodansha does a lot of stuff that I do like. So yeah, that's why it's on my list. But it's my number 15, so I'm not necessarily looking forward to watching this. But hey, I also passed Domestic Girlfriend, so anything is possible.
Hey, how are you liking Domestic Girlfriend?
Fucking loving it, dude. I'm loving it.
That's why I made that. You know what? That is why I made the trash drop.
For Domestic Girlfriend?
Oh, perfect. It needs it.
No. Domestic Girlfriend is listen,
Pure
I'm not
trash.
saying it's not trash. It's 1000% trash. But it is high caliber trash.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Just like our podcast.
That's right.
Exactly.
Damn.
Exactly.
Hot take.
All right. Next up.
Alrighty, my first one is my very, very last pick because I apparently did great. And it is different from what's on the on our outline. It is Namu Amida Butsu, and it is by Asahi Productions, who's known for nothing. And it's another game based, or another game from DMM, who does Token Nambu, and
Oh,
it looks
God.
exactly like it. Exactly like it.
Oh, boy.
The synopsis is the pain that everyone cannot escape when living, the living, old, sick, and death. Wow, this is really bad synopsis. The way to save it is through Buddhist enlightenment. At the end of a war, a prince who obtained the Buddhist enlightenment became the Shaka Niori and saved the world. Long time has passed since then. Currently, the latter age of decadence. Mara, the worry that once tried to destroy Shaka's enlightenment, has made a contract with the devil in order to seek revenge against Shaka. He begins to control people with worries. I don't know. I'm going to assume it's based off of a gacha game
Yeah.
with pretty boys. It looks exactly like Token Nambu.
Well-
I have zero expectations, but I'm hoping it's funny
But
and
my
that
only-
some of the guys are, I don't know, charming,
We had Sword Boys,
Mm-hmm.
then we had Musket
which
Boys.
is a lot better.
Sure.
And so what are these boys?
I don't know. I think they're Buddhists. I
Oh,
don't
so
think they're
they're
like
monks?
transformed into anything. I think it's just
So they're
a
monk
bunch of
boys.
guys living
They're-
together. I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay then. Well then.
I don't know what the gameplay is, but
All right. Next up on my list was my number 6 choice, and that
spoiled.
is, I guess kind of spoiled. Sure. And that is, not as spoiled as Enzo.
I mean,
Who
Enzo.
got his,
Well,
no.
freaking
I'm living like a
expert
king.
sniper Enzo.
sniper wolf over here.
Yeah.
Get the fuck over.
So my number 6 choice was an anime called Fairy Gone, and this is a pretty
I was looking
interesting.
at that one.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's by PA Works, which has worked on a billion different things. Angel Beats, another Charlotte, Shirobako. Just a ton of really
Yeah, they've been all over the.
ton of stuff. The director is Kenichi Suzuki, who has directed he directed Drifters.
He's got a huge
I
head.
don't know if you remember Drifters, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just crazy
high
over the top
quality.
action. A few other things. I'm trying to see if anything.
Cells at Work.
Oh, apparently he was a series director on JoJo.
And he directed Cells at Work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cells at Work.
Shit, we know it's gonna be good.
So yeah, he's worked on
Yeah.
he's worked on a bunch of
It's
stuff.
gonna be crazy.
Some of which has been quite good. The synopsis here is, it says, once upon a time, fairies were tools of war. The story takes place in a world where fairies possess and dwell in animals, giving them mysterious abilities. By removing the organs of possessed animals and transplanting them into humans, fairies can be summoned as an alter ego and be used as a weapon. Such individuals who use fairies as war tools are called fairy soldiers. Once the war was over and they completed their roles, the soldiers lost their purpose. Some began working for the government, some joined the mafia, some became terrorists. Each had to choose their own way of life. So this is 9 years after the war, and the protagonist is a new recruit of an organization that investigates fairy-related crimes. And basically there's a lot of like instability in the government post-war, and it says here, this is the story of those fairy soldiers fighting for their own justice in a chaotic post-war world. So watching the trailer, it looks pretty cool. There's some cool like fight scenes with giant monsters and stuff.
Werewolves and shit.
Yeah, and fairies using magic powers, but it's set in like a almost like a 1940s type world.
Looks really pretty.
European.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks cool. It looks interesting. I'm down to watch it.
It's definitely.
I think it looks really good. I was
Yeah.
excited about that one.
I don't know how I feel about the CG monsters in it, but whatever.
That's kind of why. That's why I didn't put it high up on my list, because of the CG monsters. But
Yeah.
it looks pretty cool. Yeah.
But it's an interesting concept. So we'll see.
All right, my next anime is Bokutachi wa Benkyou ga Dekinai, and this.
Sorry, I immediately go to Inuyasha. I can't.
Oh, I love that song, dude.
This, man, like you know what? I'm gonna be honest. Like this season seems a little weak, and like when I was going through, I got to like my 7th show on the list, and I was like, I just don't care about the rest, and I just kind of wrote down whatever, because I go through all of them, and I'm like, and if I get to the point where I don't really particularly feel one way or the other about any of the ones that are left, I just kind of just like fill them in, because I know that we're all gonna cover them all anyway for the most part.
Yeah.
This is a show I would not have picked given more thought, I would say. The title meaning "We Can't Study" is literally how I would translate
Okay.
Bokutachi wa Benkyou ga Dekinai in Japanese. And the synopsis is his late father always said that a useless man should strive to be useful. So to that end, third-year high school student Nariyuki Yuiga dedicated himself to becoming a high-achieving student in his school despite his history of poor grades. In order to give his destitute family a better life, his ultimate goal is to obtain a special VIP nomination, prestigious scholarship covering all future university tuition fees. Although Nariyuki could feasibly be a shoo-in for the nomination, he is constantly overshadowed by classmates Rizu Ogata and Fumino Furuhashi in mathematics and literature, respectively. But when I watched the trailer for this, all I saw was like scenes of him studying with these girls, and the girls just like screaming and whining about not wanting to study. And it was frightfully obnoxious, I would say, just from the trailer, because it'd be like, literally there's like high school girls like rolling around on the ground and crying and screaming. The entire trailer. And they were like, oh my God, I'm the best at literature, but you're making me study math. Or the math girl's like, oh my God, math and science are the shit, but what is this literature bullshit? Wow, boo hoo hoo, wah wah, let's play the whine crybaby drop. And like, I don't recall actually finishing the PV. I was like, I'm 45 seconds into this. I think I've seen enough. Silver and Arvo are the studios doing the animation, and they're both new. The director is Yoshiaki Iwasaki, who directed Love Hina.
Oh, boy.
Like, going way back.
One of Mitsugi's favorites.
Way back. Hayate the Combat Butler, El Hazard, and a bunch of other stuff. So the director's been around the block, but like is mostly responsible for shows that are a little on the older side, which is kind of interesting. So I'm definitely not against it. I just thought that all the screaming and whining and crying of the girls was a little obnoxious. But I don't know. Honestly, I'm pretty sure it's a comedy show. So Bokutachi wa Benkyou ga Dekinai. In other words, we can't study.
Bokutachi wa. Sorry.
I think the manga has a decent following. It's part of the Shonen Jump Weekly.
Tachisukamu.
Okay, you know the song? I was making sure you knew it.
Of course.
Oh, yeah,
Inuyasha.
Yeah.
Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my next pick, and we're moving right along.
Cool. So now I aligned. So the next 4 picks are my literally 4 to 1 in order that I want.
Funny how that happens.
La ti da.
Crazy.
Ah!
La ti da.
Bah.
Sniper Wolf.
Enzo, 1 shot, 1 kill.
One shot, one kill.
Can I go now?
You can go.
Senpai!
That was Enzo.
That surprised me.
Enzo's staring at all of our picks the other night while he was about to do his, and
No! Wow, that's really tiring on my tongue.
I know.
it takes a lot of practice to do the no from Caddyshack.
A lot of tongue practice, yeah.
Okay, we're just
Okay.
kidding, Enzo. We love you. What's your next pick? Sometimes this is just how
next
the
pick.
Plinko board falls. You know, sometimes when you drop that Plinko piece in on Price is Right, you don't really know where it's going to
This
end
man
up. You
just
just
said
get
I could
lucky.
go. This man just said, Enzo, you could go. He just said it.
Yeah, go.
Look at him
You're up.
talking. Look at him. Look at him
You're up.
talking. Okay, my 4th fucking pick is Shometsu Toshi. And so this one, this is one of those times where I was watching the preview and the animation was fine and the story seemed, you know, like it's a sci-fi. This city just disappears one day and there's a survivor, and that survivor meets up with like the male lead, and the survivor is a girl. Her name is Yuki, I think. Yeah, Yuki. And there's psychic powers, all this stuff. The action seems dynamic. The world seems pretty cool. With the sci-fi, all the like the cool sci-fi user interfaces in the show look, you know, pretty good, pretty dope. But weirdly enough, what made me want to watch the show more was the voice acting in the show. Like I really like the way the voices sound, all of them, for every single person that spoke during the PV, especially Yuki's voice. And then
Kana Hanazawa.
yeah, and then I look and it's like, oh, of course it's fucking Kana Hanazawa. So like, yeah, I'm down. So yeah, so it was really the voice acting that pulled me in. But when I look deeper, it is cool, and I will always take the benefit of the doubt with the sci-fi. So and then at the same time, I'm also this season not really trying to like super reach out to like sequels or things that I'm already familiar with. I kind of wanted to watch things that are newish, more new than usual. So Shometsu Toshi checked a lot of boxes for me. I think Pony Canyon is doing it.
Okay.
Pony
And
Canyon.
with Madhouse.
It's Madhouse.
Yeah.
Madhouse.
Oh, it's a madhouse.
And Madhouse always has a little bit of a soft spot in my heart because they made Beck, and that's, you know, forever ago. But yeah, so I think the world's cool. The PV had a lot of action, and the voice acting was super crisp, and so I really am looking forward to watching this one.
Nice.
Well done.
Shometsu
Nice pick.
Toshi.
All right.
So yeah, my next one is Mayonaka no Cult Komin or Komoin. I'm not exactly sure what that translates to, but it was my 8th pick, so I'm not too excited about this one.
Well, I
It's by
believe-
Linden Films.
I believe Mayonaka is short for mayonnaise.
What?
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Mayonaka means
Yeah.
midnight.
Nope. Okay, never mind then. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow,
Midnight.
that was
It's
Midnight.
Oh yeah, we don't have a translation up on Mal. I was seeing if there's a translation for it. But it's by Linden Films, who doesn't have a great track record. I know they just did the My Roommate is a Cat anime, and I loved that one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This doesn't look like it's going to hit the same kind of note with me. It's Miyako Arata is newly assigned to the Shinjuku Ward Office's Nighttime Regional Relations Department. Whew, that's a long name.
It is
Each
long.
of Tokyo's 23 wards has one such department, established to mitigate paranormal and occult-related events. Arata's special skill is the understanding of non-human speech, and the story begins with him encountering yokai at Shinjuku Yoen Park, who refers to him as the legendary Heian-era exorcist Abe no Seimei. The animation in the trailer does not look fantastic, and that's kind of, you know, Linden Films. None of their stuff really looks great, but it does feature yokai and supernatural creatures, which usually I'm pretty interested in.
You love yokai.
I do. I do like learning different kinds of information about just, I don't know, I'm big into folklore and stuff like that. So I don't think it looks like it's going to be very promising, but I'm hoping it'll just introduce some interesting concepts because I know yokai is becoming incredibly overdone. So, and the same with like supernatural cops and like I don't know, that kind of like supernatural kind of like Bungo Stray Dogs sort of thing right now.
Yeah.
But
People are loving that.
I don't know what you would call them. I don't know if they'd be called cops or detectives, that kind of.
Spirit
Investigators.
Civil servants, according to the translation.
Sure. That.
Yes.
Oh, are they midnight civil servants?
Midnight
Hmm,
Civil Servant. It's not a
Midnight
bad-
occult civil servant.
What is that, a cult? Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's not a bad title.
So yeah, I don't really have great expectations for it, but I'm hoping it's at least entertaining. They would
Mayonnaise
introduce
is,
something interesting.
mayonnaise is more delicious.
Yes. Did you know that also Mandy is short for mayonnaise?
Is what?
Yep. yep,
It
yep,
is?
yeah, these are all
I did
things
not know
that,
this about my
Hey,
name.
why didn't
Thank
why didn't
you.
tell us that before, man?
I was thinking mandarin oranges.
Oh, that might be it as well.
Oh, yeah,
that
that
makes
may be
those
the
I
one.
like how Mandy has like the Y in mayonnaise in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look into it.
It's
That's all I'm
logical.
saying.
Although I spell mine with an I, I just realized you could spell Mandy with a Y. It took me a second. I was like, oh wait.
I mean,
you
there's an
can't-
I in mayonnaise as well.
That's true.
Oh yeah, there is an I in mine.
In fact, there's no Y in mayonnaise. Oh, yeah, there is. There's a Y.
Yeah.
But
We
God.
just
there's no D.
Man, we're so good at spelling.
There's no D in
Oh,
mayonnaise.
boy.
though. Unless it's
We're the
mandonnaise.
Mandy is
Mango-naise.
she's sweet like a
Mandel-naise?
mandarin orange.
Mandel-naise.
Mandonnaise. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my name.
Mandel-naise, the
Interesting.
manga mama.
Wow.
Mandel will handle.
Mandel.
Mandel the handle?
You're sorry.
Mandel,
Mandel
my
will
handle,
handle
my glory.
All right, next.
You're next.
You are.
Wait, Mandy just went, right?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
are
I did.
next.
Cosmo.
Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, that's right. Okay, tight. Okay, so next up for me is this was my number 5 choice, and is a show by the name of Kenja no Mago,
Kenja no Mago.
which means something to the effect of
Something magic.
philosopher's grandson, Magi's grandson, Magi's grandson. Yeah.
Okay then. Is this based on the Magi TV show?
No, I don't. No, not that I'm aware of.
No.
It is by Studio Silverlink, who has worked on a few things.
Yeah, they've been around the block 1 or 2 times.
As far as like good stuff they've worked on, well, I don't know. I don't know of any good things that
Oh
they've.
come on, they've done like
I
100
think a lot of
shows.
people like Kokoro Connect.
Okay, that's true.
Baka to Testo Shokanju, people like that.
Okay, all right.
Tanaka-kun?
Oh,
Tanaka-kun's fantastic.
sure.
It's good.
It is.
Super
It's
good.
great.
I actually
It's
own
one
the
of my
Blu-ray for
favorites.
that. Yeah.
I tell you what, if you want to find the best show from Silverlink, just sort the list from earliest to latest.
From earliest to latest.
Go ahead, do it.
All right, let's see what happens. Start date. Oh, it's gonna show the newest stuff first. You gotta scroll all the way down.
All the way to the bottom.
Boom. Nope.
Baka to Test is their
Yeah.
first thing they did.
That was
pretty
like the
much.
first big thing I guess they did. Anywho, the director is Masafumi Tamura, who has directed Anje Verge. Don't know what that is. And Two Car. And those are the only things he's
Wow.
directed. Quick synopsis here. A young man who had surely died in an accident
Surely.
was
Surely.
reborn into another world.
Oh my god, it's an
Oh,
isekai.
Here's the spin.
We need a drop. We need an isekai drop.
Literally, we just watched a
I'm
show
gonna write that down.
that began in the exact same way that this show begins, where he's walking across the street and gets hit by a car and dies and then gets born into another world.
Damn.
Like, we've seen this.
Truck-kun has a
La-
lot of work these
Truck-kun.
days.
I think this was, you know what? We once did a, there was something that was like the ways that people die in isekais, and like by vehicle was like really high up on the list.
well, it's easy to
Vehicle?
handle.
Yeah. So
It's quick and painless.
Well, here's the
supposedly.
spin though. He's reincarnated or reborn into another world as a baby.
Oh damn.
That's the twist.
Oh my god.
Oh man, this is totally all new, guys. It's all new territory.
God.
So after that, he was
Thank
picked
you.
up by the patriot hero sage Merlin Wolford, and was given
Merlin
the
picked him up?
Yep, and he was given the name
My God.
given the name Shin. He was raised as a grandson by Merlin and soaked up Merlin's teachings, earning him some shocking powers.
Is he
However-
gonna turn into a tree? Because Merlin turns into a tree.
No, I don't believe he does
The
that.
Giving Tree.
Oh damn.
However, when he becomes 15, his grandfather Merlin said, "I forgot to teach him common sense."
Oh no!
I
So this
guess you
is
forget to do that sometimes.
an abnormal boy's unconventional otherworld fantasy life starts here. So he
Interesting.
reborn into this world. It has like crazy powers. Watching the PV though, like there's actually some pretty badass like fight scenes and stuff in it, with him just using all of his abilities. I mean, it seems though to be pretty standard isekai of like boy gets transported into another world. He's ultra powerful, and a bunch of girls end up falling for him, and he protects them from bad guys. That's pretty much what it is, except
I
with a
mean,
spin.
okay.
I'm waiting for the isekai where that is the name of it.
That whole thing I just said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything is like this one guy was reborn to a new world as a super powerful guy, and all the girls want him. That'd be great. Can we
They
name
might
that?
they might as well. Like that's you
They
know.
should.
yeah.
I might actually watch it then because it's really funny.
And like the English title would be like world.
Yeah, just be
Re something. Re.
It would just be re and then colon.
Re,
That's it.
yeah.
Re
again.
ellipses. All right. All right. My next anime is Hachigatsu no Cinderella 9, or August
I was looking at this one.
9. August 9 Cinderellas. That's kind of how I translated it.
Yeah.
Which, in case you guys don't know, Cinderella is a term used for a sports team that is sort of performing above their expectation, and they're like a big time underdog. So, it's March Madness season, so it's perfect for that. And of course, there's 9 people on a baseball team, like in the batting order. So, in the game, the player takes the role of an unnamed former Senior League baseball ace who lost his or her baseball career after suffering an unspecified injury. The character moves to his or her grandmother's hometown and enrolls in a local high school, resolved never to enter the world of baseball again. When the character meets Tsukuba Arihara, he or she is persuaded to be the manager of the school's baseball team and to take the team to the high school nationals at Koshien. So this is about a baseball ace who gets hurt, who joins another baseball team in a different area as their manager and wants to take them to nationals. It's done by TMS Entertainment as the studio. The director is Susume Kudo, who directed Ghost in the Shell Arise, and to my disbelief, Mirage of Blaze, which is a yaoi like boys love show that we talked about like maybe a month and a half ago. And in addition to tons of other stuff, K, Return of Kings, whatever, Kaito 1412, tons of things. It looked really good. Like the PV was really nice to look at. The girls looked really cute. Everything was bright and cheerful looking. The crisp visuals, and there was really no baseball in the trailer until the very last second, which is like it was like a 4-minute trailer where it was just lots of school stuff, and then right at the end of the trailer they showed like they panned the camera up and it was like a baseball field, and it's a baseball anime, and I'm looking forward to it. I love sports anime a lot, and I'm looking forward to seeing how like what the twist is on this baseball story. So
I think it's interesting because I think if I'm reading this correctly, I think you, the viewer, are the main character. I think is how I'm reading it.
Well, the synopsis doesn't even refer to the main character as a male or female. Like it just says
he or she,
the player or whatever.
Yeah,
so
he or she. I think it's you. I think that's pretty unique.
We'll find out. So it looks good. I mean, I think it's worth checking out for sure. Even for the visuals, it looked really nice. So August 9 Cinderellas is definitely going to be something that I'll have my eye on this next season.
All right.
Cool.
Next up, Enzo.
And
Next up, so
Oh, I want to watch this one so bad.
Yeah, this one. So this one initially got me because this one has a shit ton of PVs. I'm talking about Saranzanmai. And it has like 7 trailers. So, and they were coming out before there was even a synopsis for these guys. And I remember watching this a long time ago and thinking it looked really, really cool. And the reason for that is because these trailers are like they're it's imagery of like they're like real images of of a city, or at least made to look hyper realistic of a city. And then we had anime characters imposed on these images. So it's actually similar to if you guys follow High Dive's social media. Like High Dive will take a real world image and like impose anime characters on there as like how they advertise. It's kind of similar to that. So that was catching my eye, and the music was really interesting too. Uh, so just from an aesthetic perspective, I was keeping my eye on this show, and then the synopsis is actually it's not what I expected. I expected some like crazy sci-fi type, feels, but the synopsis basically says that these 3 kids, these 3 eighth graders, I believe, they run into a kappa god, a kappa being like a small little like frog looking
Like a
duck looking thing.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
frog turtle.
Yeah, and this one's named Kepi, and Kepi is like the heir to the throne of the Kappa kingdom. And Kepi turns these 3 kids into Kappas. So now they're all Kappas, and essentially, they want to be turned back into humans. And in order to do that, they have to do a couple things and work together to accomplish these things. So that's not the synopsis I was expecting at all. But then they also released more trailers with actual like anime showing the actual anime and not just showing these very hyper stylized narrated real world images with anime. Also, another thing I like about it is that it is being directed by Ikuhara, like
Oh,
Una Ikuhara, I believe.
Oh,
So
boy.
It has a very Penguin Drum feel to it.
yes it does exactly. And
I was really looking forward to this one. It was first announced back when Revue Starlight was first announced. So I've been following it since then. I'm really excited about it.
And and then another reason I like it is because on top of the real imagery stuff, all of the graphics they're using for text is all super stylized. It feels like it's a lot of conscious choices being made for how they're presenting the show before it comes out. I even got like really slight Monogatari feels in terms of how patterns and text are flowing on the screen. Not really in terms of like how characters work, because that's very different. But yeah, so this caught my style eye. Story wise, I mean, any story can work as long as things are written well. So I'm not gonna write off on that. No, I'm just gonna give it the benefit of the doubt because it looks really cool. Directors got experience out the fucking wazoo, and yeah, it's Studio Mappa, which does good, can do bad, but can do really good.
Sounds really good.
So, yeah.
Mappa and Ikuhara
very-
coming together.
I'm very, very excited to watch this one.
All right, Mandy.
So my next one is my 4th pick. It's called Senryu Shoujo, and I think this one could be pretty interesting. It's by Studio Connect, which really isn't known for much at all, except for I know they did Death March to Another World and Strike the Blood, which isn't really a great track record. But the director is Masato Jinbo, who directed Restaurant to Another World. It's the only one that I recognized out of the list. And is Yukishiro Nanako is a cute, cheerful high school girl with one peculiar trait. Instead of verbal communication, she writes senryu, which is a type of haiku poem, and to relay her thoughts. And together with ex-delinquent Ushijimi Eiji, they're budding freshmen of the school's literature club. Even though Nanako doesn't talk, with the power of senryu, the adorable pair has no problem enjoying their fun school life through the tune of 575 syllables. So it's based on a 4-koma manga, and the manga has a pretty decent score on MAL. I think it has like a 7.85, which is decent. I think it looks really cute, and the idea of a girl who only communicates through poems is pretty unique, I think. And
Sucks that it has to be a haiku, though.
Yeah,
That
I'm
really
interested
sucks.
in how they do that, because I'm interested. It could be funny. The character designs don't really stand out to me very much, judging from the PV, but I do like a lot of the really warm color choices they chosen, and I don't know. I think it could be really cute, and I'm excited to try this one out.
Oh, I'm happy for you. I hope you like it.
I'm hoping that they do some funny things with the poems. It could be funny.
My tan man, Kazuo.
Hey,
Sitting over here. I got a little bit of a tan just being out mountain biking yesterday. I'm glad I can tan. It's nice.
Yeah. Wow, man. Yeah, I'm really dark.
Well, I mean, you're, it's your lineage.
I was like, I was waiting to see where he was gonna go with that.
Yeah, I was like,
he's like, well,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like you would be dark.
Like, yeah,
you would be dark no matter what.
That's true.
I'm if I don't go out in the sun, I'm pale as shit.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that when I do go out in the sun, I can get a little bit of a tan.
I mean, at least you get options though. Me, it's like my option is dark.
Honestly, how swollen is my arm right now?
It's bad.
I got
you should definitely go to a doctor.
How many L's in swole is it?
I got bitten by an insect
at least
today, and I measured the circumference of my right forearm versus my left forearm, and it is swollen and almost an inch and a half bigger in circumference than my other arm.
You should definitely go see a
bit by
doctor,
like
dude.
You should probably see a doctor.
Well, I'm gonna go take more Benadryl at the news break. So
Here's a roids bug.
I'm already having part of my liver taken out on Tuesday, so I think I'm giving more than enough money to doctors.
You don't need a liver.
I had a bunch of stones taken out of me.
Well, I'd rather have my liver ripped out than have to deal with stones. But
Yeah.
Anyway,
my body's making stones. I'm just a big old stoner.
You're an alchemist.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
All right, so my next pick would have been my number 2 choice. And for those wondering, I did a classic Kazuo, like pick the shows that everybody wants to see move, as opposed, like the most popular ones.
Of course.
So this is what the listeners want. This is
not you though. Of
don't
course
blame me.
No, this is not your taste. No.
I'm just so self-sacrificing.
Yes.
And also lazy. But anyway, so my number 2 choice was another isekai, kind of. It's a show called Isekai Quartet. And this is brought to you by Studio Puyukai, which you may not be familiar with. They've actually worked on quite a few things, but they tend to work on like specials that are bundled with Blu-rays or like comedic shorts and things like that. The reason why is because Isekai Quartet is a comedic compilation show. It's in a chibi art style, and it is a combination of several characters from various worlds.
Konosuba,
ReZero, Overlord, ReZero.
It's gonna be popular.
Tanya the Evil. All these characters in chibi form in a high school setting is basically what this is. The director is Ashina Minoru, who has worked on a bunch of similar shows, basically. Similar kind of comedic shows, and then a couple other things here that I was unfamiliar with. Something called Aguharu, which is like an agriculture show. So, I don't know. But I watched the PV. It looks pretty funny and interesting. And, if you're a fan of any of these or most of these, the shows that I listed, then, this could be just a fun kind of chill out and watch type vibe. So, we'll see. I don't know.
Looks cute.
Yeah, it looks cute.
My next show is Gunjo no Magmel. And the synopsis is one day in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and a miracle occurred. A new continent appeared out of nowhere. The new continent was the home for new and mysterious plants, creatures, and minerals. Humanity is excited as the age of exploration has returned. So, interesting sort of concept of like a new land appearing, and people get to like explore and check things out for the first time. The Studio Pierrot, who has done a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go through all of it.
Shonen Kings.
Hatato Date is the director who directed Naruto. So people know him, of course. I watched the trailer, and honestly, the animation looked really bad. It's a shame. Like I love the concept, but neither the character designs nor the animation impressed me in the trailer that I watched. Now it is just a trailer. So, it's kind of hard to tell necessarily what it's really going to be like. But Gunjo no Magmel has a really fun concept. I'm down to check it out, but I wasn't impressed with how it looked. And I'm a little concerned about it. There's a lot of like people fighting giant like bird monsters and stuff like that in the trailer, which is kind of what you're gonna expect, in an anime about an island popping up and they're gonna explore and get attacked by dinosaurs and all this shit, I'm sure. So, but it is what it is. It's an adventure show. So if that kind of thing appeals to you, Gunjo no Magmel coming out in spring. I'm done. Next up.
Next.
Enzo?
Oh, hello. Sorry, I got a random email from work, and I was like, no. But I will not read it now. I'll read it later. Yeah. So my second pick, it was this was a little bit random for me, but it tugged at my music anime heartstrings. It's called Kono Oto Tomare. And I'll read the synopsis. I think it's actually pretty okay from Mal. So it reads: since the graduation of the senior members of the club, Takazo ends up being the sole member of the koto club, and koto is a traditional Japanese string instrument. Now that the new school year has begun, Takazo will have to seek out new members into the club, or the club will become terminated. Out of nowhere, a new member barges into the near abandoned club room, demanding to join the club. How will Takazo be able to keep his club alive and deal with this rascal of a new member? So, I mean, hyper generic club anime, but I was seeing that like the manga has like a little bit of hype behind it. People in the forums on Mao are like pretty excited for it, and I just like I've been playing so much guitar lately that I'm like super like music mindset. So when I saw this one, it kind of just like it's catching me at the right time where I like hyper prioritize, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I do want to watch a music show, and it does seem to have some romance in it, and so I'm a sucker there too. And yeah, so that's why I picked it. The studio is Platinum Vision. It's being directed. Oh my god, I don't think that's the director is not listed. I thought this was the director the whole time, but this is just the guy that did the theme song.
It sounds like an Enzo show for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean the genres is literally music, drama, school, and shonen. Like yeah, I'm down. Like I'm watching it. But yeah, so I think right now that's picking shows is super music focused, and I just wanted to watch music anime. So I'm super looking forward to this, and hopefully it's not bad. The PV looked okay. The PV looked like totally standard club music anime, and I hope that in the midst of it all, the writing can shine through and make something cool.
Awesome.
Yep.
So my next one is my second pick, and it is Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer. I just did for my manga minute.
Yep.
So just to make it short, because I don't want to rehash the entire synopsis. If you go back and listen to my manga minute, you can learn more about it. But it is being adapted by Studio UFO Table, so we know it's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, for sure.
The director is Haruo Sotozaki, who directed some of the Tales of series. I was looking through his list. I didn't see much of anything else that he directed. He produced a lot of stuff, but it looks like outside of the Tales of series, I think this is one of his first other like different anime series. The animation in the PV looks unsurprisingly fantastic.
Yeah.
The manga, I felt, at least for me personally, felt like the action struggled, but I'm more interested in watching this anime than reading the manga because the animation looks so fantastic, and it looks like they nailed the dark aesthetic of the manga. And I think the PV shows like they've done a pretty decent job of bringing the unique character designs to life. And I'm very interested in this one, and there's a lot of hype around it in the community. And it looks like the first episode is airing April 5th, so Friday. So yeah, I'm very excited about that one.
UFO Table
we're so
always
close to the new season. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's already here pretty much. UFO Table just crushes it every time.
Yeah.
They're always looking good. All right, well, big time.
All right.
We got a big show for a handsome man.
My number one pick.
Oh yeah.
Is one.
Number
Punch Man.
1.
Season 2.
People aren't loving that.
Excitement.
I'm loving this.
So the community,
Yeah.
the community is so 50-50.
There's a lot of it's a little concerning, I would say.
Why is it concerning?
Agreed.
I think it's concerning too. I'm glad you say that.
So One Punch Man, the original first season, was by Studio Madhouse, which I love and has worked on great stuff. The director was the same guy that directed Space Dandy, I believe, or quite a bit of it, and some other really good stuff as well. Like, so it had a good team around it. One of the things that concerns me about the second season of One Punch Man is the team is not as solid. Instead of Madhouse, it's JC Staff, which is a good studio. Like, they've worked on some good stuff. Not anything. I just don't know if I would have given them One Punch Man, because of their style.
It's a lot to live up to.
Yeah, and their style doesn't really fit that genre.
Right. JC Staff has done almost 400 anime.
Yeah.
So insane.
But a lot of it has been, I don't know, like things like Toradora, I mean, they worked on Shokugeki no Soma as well, and I think it was like, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Is that one? Yeah. So I mean, they've done a few things of note. The director is kind of a no name, I would say, for me at least. I mean, of course, I'm sure people are like, I know this guy, but I don't. His name is Chikara Sakurai, and
he doesn't even have a picture.
He hasn't directed. This is
no face.
The only thing he's ever directed. I mean, he's done some like episode director and assistant director work on a few different shows, but the only show he's ever actually directed is a show called Maji Moji Rumuro, which I've never heard of. It has a 6.9 on my anime list, and not that many people have seen it. So it's just concerning. And then watching the PV for season 2 is they do a couple of things that are questionable. Like the screen goes black for extended periods of time, and then they just show like an image, like a quick image of what's going on, and then you'll see like bits of action in it, but even that looks kind of not very well animated.
And
the part that gets me is that
at the end,
Saitama like doesn't do anything in these trailers.
Yeah, and then there's a specific part at the very end of the PV, which I'll try to jump to for you, Mitz. Here we go, where Saitama jumps off a building and he just floats away from the building. Like, did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
I think what's really concerning too is some of the characters don't look the same. I feel like Genos doesn't look like Genos.
He's more red.
They look, I don't know. It looks like some of their models are slightly different. I don't know. I do think the freeze frame action scenes are very concerning because it's not One Punch Man.
It's
right.
It was a very fluid type of animation that they had before. So it's just a jarring change because of what it was already.
Right. Now, of course, it is just a PV. So
yeah,
exactly. Community.
We have no way of knowing if this is what we're gonna end up with, or if this is just they had to throw together something, quickly to put out there to let you guys know what's coming, and then who knows, the first episode could blow us away.
Yeah, we don't even know. Like,
One Punch Man doesn't even need a trailer.
No, you could literally just put One Punch Man like on the screen, coming April 1st.
Yeah, the property needs a teaser, and that's it.
Yeah. Now, another concerning thing is that it is coming out April 1st, which is April Fool's Day.
Tomorrow.
So this could all be...
Japan doesn't have April. Japan does not observe April
I'm
Fool's
still
Day.
not convinced the show's coming
really
out.
great though if it was.
All right.
That'd be brilliant.
My number one pick is a show that I'm pretty sure is going to be good. I wouldn't go so far as to say I feel confident that it'll be the best show of the season, but it's going to be up there. And that is Mix Meisei Story. Mix it's a story that takes place in the same high school as Touch, and it is set 26 years after Touch. So, and like Touch, it revolves around brothers and baseball as their main themes. So, for those of you that don't know, like Touch is created by a man named Adachi Mitsuru, who does a lot of baseball stuff, and including Cross Game, which is Cross Game being just like an otherworldly sports show. I mean, Cross Game it's on like another plateau of sports, like there are sports shows here and there, but like Cross Game is like creme de la creme, and the character designs of Mix look a lot like the character designs in Cross Game and Touch. And Touch is also a really good property. And so the fact that this guy created it gives me sort of a confidence that this is going to be a high quality show. It's going to be a baseball show that if I know the creator is going to have a lot of like family and maybe some romance, slice of life tones to it, but outside of just like It won't be like your typical Ace of Diamond like shonen show, but it's gonna have a lot of baseball in it. But it's gonna be more of like a real drama as well. And Mix, which is what this is called, it's gonna be good. I can guarantee it. I will guarantee it right now. It's gonna be good, and you're gonna want to check it out. And then you should check out Cross Game and Touch because they're both really just fantastic as well. And Cross Game's first episode, you will cry, for sure.
It's a good one.
Unless somebody tells you you will cry before you watch the show, and
It
then you're
spoils it.
waiting for something to happen,
Yeah.
which is what happened to me.
Well.
And I was like, oh wait, is this gonna be it? Yeah, okay, that's it. Yep, called it.
All right. So that's my final pick. That's what I got.
Yeah.
And we're
So-
wrapping up things. We got Enzo and Mandy.
Okay. I've been waiting for this anime for so long.
Drum roll, please.
For so fucking long.
We have
Since the-
4. All of our top picks are really high profile shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this, I already feel myself tearing up just about this anime, even though it hasn't even happened yet. But I'm speaking about the anime Carol and Tuesday. It is Shinichiro Watanabe's most recent project, and it is very simply put an anime literally made for me, 1000%. It is a show which takes place on Mars, in a cultural society where AI is now what makes culture, and people as a whole on Mars are kind of just bland and kind of passive when it comes to the arts and creativity and culture and stuff like that. In this world in this anime, we're gonna focus on 2 girls. One girl comes from a wealthy background. She wants to make music. No one really gets her though. On the other hand, we have another girl who is just trying to survive out there, but she wants to make it through music. And they come together and they meet. And you guys gotta go watch the PV, because the PV is a quick, like 30-second thing where the 2 girls are like just sitting, and one of them starts playing the piano and the other one starts playing guitar, and they just start humming in harmony together, and it's the most beautiful thing ever. Oh my god, I'm so excited to watch it. This show has the backing of the music industry. Like actual brands are like letting them use their branding on the instruments. I watched a couple. Thankfully, I had a listener on Discord, Reaper's Fault, message me and tell me, hey, like, by the way, I don't know if you know, but like there's some behind the scene videos you could watch. And I was like, oh shoot, send me those links. And they brought in real like actors and musicians to act out these performances, and then they animated based on that real footage of all of the performances for the show, including the performance that's in the PV. Like you get to see the 2 girls humming that part that's in the preview. So it is it's just everything I want. It's in Mars. It's like inherently a little bit sci-fi. It's music related. It's music focused. Not even music related. It's music focused.
Well, it's Watanabe.
And it's Watanabe, and it's also 2 female leads, which is really cool. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm happy to see like Watanabe kind of. It almost feels like him getting kind of back to his roots a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel that, man. I feel that for sure.
I'm super stoked for that.
I mean, dude, like the genres listed are literally sci-fi, music, drama, romance. Like, can you name a more Enzo fucking combination? It's also done by Studio Bones, and I want to mention that the anime looks really too. Like all the character designs are futuristic, but also intelligent and smart. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see what music means to this society, because it means a lot to these 2 girls. But I want to see how much the world itself cares about music and how much of an impact these 2 girls are gonna make. So yeah, I'm super excited for this anime. I've been waiting for it since like December when I first heard about it.
Nice.
So yeah, that's my first pick.
Yeah, I'm really
Okay.
excited about my first pick.
Wrap
Yes.
this up. Here it goes.
It's Bakumatsu. I'm just kidding.
What?
What a twist. So my first pick is Fruits Basket in
Yes.
2019. I'm so excited. So it is being done by Studio TMS Entertainment, who's known for a lot of series that have a very similar aesthetic to Fruits Basket. Like they've done Orange and Kami-sama Kiss and Real Life, and they all have that kind of delicate shoujo appearance to them. And I think they definitely have the I don't know, like the ability to create a fantastic looking fruits basket. And judging by the PV, it looks beautiful. But so it's a readaptation of the classic shoujo manga that came out in the late 90s. And I guess for those who are new to anime and don't know what it is, it's a story about a young woman, Toru, who is living like a really tough life at the beginning. And at the beginning of the series, she's homeless, and she still tries to look on the bright side of everything. Then she meets the Soma clan and discovers their family secrets, where all of the members of this clan each represent a different animal in the Chinese zodiac. And when embraced by someone of the opposite sex, they transform into that animal. And so they agree to take Toru into their home and let her live with them in return for keeping their secret hidden. And yeah, the PV looks beautiful. It looks so... I really like the modern, updated character models. And this one is supposed to follow the manga more closely. So I'm excited and looking forward to that. And the English dub actors are actually all of the originals. They brought all the English dub actors.
Oh my god.
So
It's been like 30
Toru
years.
is Laura Bailey. And
Yay.
I saw a lot
Bailey.
of people popping up on Twitter saying, oh my gosh, they brought me back for Fruits Basket.
Yeah.
I think the Japanese one is all different seiyuu. I think they're more of the like the more famous ones that are famous now. But yeah, that one also looks like it has a solid cast.
What a
And
novel concept, bringing back the voice actors to reprise their roles.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
amazed
you know
they're all
what
still around.
Cough.
Anime didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's
So
been
yeah,
like
I'm
wild.
really excited about this one. I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. Well, it seems like a season where there's several shows that are really likely to be big hits. You know, there's a lot of there's a really solid handful of shows that show a
I
lot of
think
promise.
There
So-
are a lot that I'm going to be watching.
Yeah,
Not a lot of
me
them that
too.
I have.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the other ones.
So, all right, guys, let's head off to a news break because it's about that time, I think.
Yes.
And but before we get there, we have another twisted synopsis for you to think about while we're at our news break. People who cannot die are killed over and over for our amusement in stunning CG.
Oh boy.
Man.
People who cannot
is-
die are killed over and over and for our amusement in stunning CG.
Sounds familiar.
But they cannot die. How are they killed?
They just keep coming back
Oh, okay.
over and over again and
Yes.
again and again and again.
For 2 seasons.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, and we'll be back after the news break.
See ya.
Hey anime fans, Mitsuku's here for round 2 of your anime news. Leading us off, Production IG is adapting Shika no O, or the Deer King. The light novel series is getting a film. The Lone Antlers, a band of death warriors, gave their lives to save their homeland from the Empire of Zol. Van, their leader and the sole survivor, is enslaved in a salt mine. One night, savage dogs attack the mine, and soon after, a mysterious disease wipes out both the slaves and their keepers. Van, however, escapes with a little girl named Yuna. So it's a pretty elaborate story. The artwork looks beautiful. It's being done by Production IG. Definitely worth checking out. And of course, the Deer King novel is written by Nahoko Uehashi. So if you want to check that out, it's probably worth reading, considering it's getting some pretty good attention online. Next up, Netflix continues to spread its love of anime by bringing a Saiki Kuso no Sainon anime property to the Netflix lineup. So Saiki K is a pretty popular anime franchise now that is spreading very rapidly throughout the anime community because the recent seasons were very popular, and it looks like there is going to be a season brought to Netflix as well under the production of JC Staff and Egg Firm. So it doesn't really say when it's going to be hitting Netflix, but it is coming out apparently soon, or they wouldn't be announcing it, I'm assuming. But if you're a fan of Saiki K, you're going to get another property coming out on Netflix. Next up, Yakusoku no Neverland, which is an anime that just has been airing and a lot of people are watching it, is getting a second season in 2020. This was confirmed. The 12th and final episode of The Promised Neverland aired on Friday and ended with an announcement that the second season is going to be coming out in 2020 as a premiere. So if you're a fan of Promised Neverland, it's probably not a surprise to you that it's getting a second season, that it will be coming out sometime next year. And finally, well, the new era in Japan is about to start. They haven't named the era yet, but it's going to be starting very soon, with, I believe, the new name being given on Monday, April 1st. Hopefully not an April Fool's Day joke. It looks like a restaurant in high-class Tokyo in the Roppongi district is selling burgers for about $908 US with some very elaborate toppings. It's a 6.6 kilogram, or it's a 3 kilogram burger, or about 6.6 pounds, which is going to be having very elaborate toppings, including foie gras and black truffles, etc. And they recommend that the burger be split between 6 to 8 people due to its size, and it comes with a bottle of wine. So for those of you that are very, very, well, probably wealthy and like to dine very finely on burgers and wine, which is an interesting combination, you can celebrate the unveiling and the coming of the new Japanese era with such a fine meal. This was Mitsuki, and this was your anime news break. Now, as always, it's time to get back to the podcast. Are you looking to expand your anime collection?
Are you looking for a place where you can purchase all of your anime desires?
Ooh, then check out jlist.com.
At jlist.com, you can stock up on amazing merchandise. Want more cute moe figures, nendoroids, apparel, or even cute anime-related mugs? You can find all of them there.
That's right. They even have a snack box. Every month, JList will select the newest and best Japanese snacks and send them right to your doorstep. No subscription or long-term commitment is required. Just purchase whatever box you think looks appealing, and that's all there is to it.
JList.com even has items for those naughty anime addicts. Hentai, doujins, erotic visual novels, and even anime-related toys are available for you to use on your very own, or with a very special anime-addicted loved one.
JList.com has everything an anime fan could possibly want. Just head over to their website and check it out.
JList.com, your friend in Japan since 1996.
Hey, Steve Bloom here, voice of Spike Spiegel, Vincent Valentine, Leron from Gurren Lagann, Guillerman from Digimon, and a bunch of other crap. And I am a total anime addict, dude. Tune in, or else.
You've heard of Confessions of a Popedom, but now comes the heartwarming tale of Kazuo.
I don't know any country songs, so I'm trying to like sing along to songs I don't know and getting drunk with some grandma.
From the best-selling authors of Her Moe Majesty and The Best Yuri Bartender in Florida comes Growing Up Kazuo.
First time I was in a shootout, 2 years old. South Bronx, going across the street in my baby stroller. My uncle was pushing me, and a shootout broke out in the middle of the street.
Be there through the formative years.
So I was 16, I think, and my family went on a cruise to the Bahamas. For some reason, they thought it was a good idea to give me and him, his name's Steve, our own room. These two young men, let's give them their own room. What trouble could they possibly get into? As we're walking onto the cruise ship for the first time, we're walking through the hallway. There's like a door that's ajar, and I open it, and I look inside. It's like a janitorial closet, so there's like brooms and mops and whatnot. And there's also a big bottle of whiskey just sitting in this janitorial closet. And I'm like, okay, mental note, close the door. So later on that night, we pick up the bottle of whiskey, get completely trashed. We're basically drunk the entire cruise.
Will a child's dreams come true?
It wasn't even an option growing up. Like it was a dream that a young poor boy had, that I was like, one day I'm gonna go to Japan, and it was like,
Are you gonna go to Japan?
and I was like, that's never gonna happen. That's not possible. Like at best, you will not end up in prison.
And tales of young love.
My first like real kiss. Like we've all had like when we were kids, you little peck, you're playing spin the ball or something like that. But my first real like sexual kiss, like makeout session. And we end up, her and I make our way to her bedroom. So this is about to get super explicit. She's got him on one side, me on the other.
Then have you ever heard of an Eiffel Tower?
Growing Up Kazuo. Flying off bookshelves everywhere. Order yours now on Amazon or by visiting www.AAAPodcast.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to episode 466 of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. Before we went to the news break, we had a twisted synopsis for you. People who cannot die are killed over and over for our amusement in stunning CG. Kazuo, what is that anime?
I believe that would be an anime by the name of Ajin.
Ajin.
Debbie Human or something like that.
All right. Let's tone this down a little bit. And it's good to be back from the news break. And we do have a review of Thunderbolt Fantasy coming up, which is a very interesting, very unique title. But first,
It's time for iTunes review.
thank you for continuing to submit your iTunes reviews. We are now well over 500.
Yes.
So thank you very much for
What,
that.
500?
What, 5,000?
We're not over 5,000 yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dustlander writes, "You guys make my week. I've been listening to old episodes to keep myself occupied until the new episodes come out. I started listening around episode 400, and it's my favorite podcast at this point.
Aw.
Y'all are awesome.
sweet,
Keep it
man.
up."
Hey,
Thank you,
thanks,
Dave.
man.
I think I've seen Dustline on the Discord too. So, what's up?
Oh,
Yeah.
As a podcast fan, fan of like various podcasts.
Yeah.
That means a lot that we're your favorite. That's awesome.
That's right. And Duke just lost
Either.
Whoa.
Oh no, not Duke.
by 1 point.
not Duke.
What?
Oh, no.
What? Not Duke?
Oh
shit.
my
so,
God.
So Zion's out of the fucking.
Well, to be honest, they almost got knocked out the second game against UCF. They should have lost that game.
Is Zion another team?
Zion is like the new LeBron. He's going to
Yeah, Zion's like the number one prospect.
He's going to be.
I thought you guys
But
were
like-
just making stuff up.
But Enzo, like Duke didn't even deserve to get through the second round against UCF. It was a miracle.
So Mandy, what do you think about Thunderbolt Fantasy?
Okay. All right. So Thunderbolt Fantasy, second season. I passed this one, and it's a Taiwan. I think it's Taiwanese puppet theater, sort of, and it's a very.
I believe it's puppet theater.
Puppet theater.
Yeah, you have to say it like that.
The theater.
When we go to the theater, there are puppets.
Yeah.
Quite.
Quite.
So
Quite. Yes.
it's very Chinese influence, like the costumes and the sort of hair ornaments and just the style of the show feels very like Chinese to me. And it's very much like a fantasy swords and magic sort of type of setting, and it's just very unique. Like it's very difficult to describe, but the puppets are nuts.
Yeah. Like you say, oh, it's a show with like puppets, like Chinese puppets, and it's like, what? That sounds weird. I don't know. Nobody wants to watch that. But when you watch it,
though.
It is
the things they do with these puppets don't make sense.
It's impossible. It seems impossible.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's a man whose name is, and it's like they have like a Chinese name, but then they say the name in Japanese. So his name is, I'm just gonna call him Shang.
Okay.
So it's Shang Bu Huan is like his name, but I'm just gonna call him Shang because it's easier for everybody. He has this Sorceress Sword Index, which is it's a sort of treasure that he carries with him that contains 35 sorceress swords that are all magic and do something different. And he is wandering the land with this index, protecting it. And he arrives in Dongli, which is another sort of province, I guess. And he tries to give this index to this guy that like runs this fortress that is impenetrable. And he thinks, okay, I need to put these swords someplace safe because some of them are powerful enough that should any of them fall into the wrong hands, it could be like the end of the world, basically.
Yes.
And so he chooses, he's like, I'm going to put these swords in this fortress. However, things don't really go the way he wants. And a woman whose name is, these names are very tough.
Yeah, this is a difficult one to like read
Princess
about.
of Pain.
Yeah, the Jie Ying Lo, who is the Princess of Cruelty, I think they call her.
Oh, cruelty. Sorry.
Is close enough.
Princess of Pain was your nickname, Mandy. You mixed that one up.
Yeah.
She gets a hold of two of the swords. She gets into a fight with Shang. and cuts the index, and I think she cuts it, and 2 swords are lost from it, and she has them. And
Yeah, like he gets half of the scroll, she gets the other half.
and is that how?
Yeah.
Is it because she only gets 2 swords out of it though?
Right. She's able to salvage 2 swords.
Oh,
from
salvage them? I don't really remember.
magically.
But she gets 2 swords, and he's got the rest. And so this like power struggle occurs between like all these different characters that are in play. As these swords are falling into the wrong hands and being used for evil, and Shang is trying to recover them, etc. So that's pretty much the premise. It's not super complicated. The first season was more complicated than the second season, I felt, but that's the premise. So what was your guys? Oh, I should also say that like the staff behind this is nuts. So the screenplay is done by Gen Urobuchi, who most people know. Yeah,
Udo Butcher.
yeah. Hiroyuki Sawano does
Yes.
the music. Gen Urobuchi did the concept design. So and he was the supervisor. And Hiroyuki Sawano wrote all the theme songs. TM Revolution sings like the opening.
That's awesome.
I mean, it is really awesome. And Good Smile
That's a really
Company.
good opening, yeah.
Really good. And Good Smile Company is the modeling advisor, so they were heavily involved as well. So like, yeah, it's not really.
Oh shit, that makes so much sense.
It's not
Like,
really.
damn, those are some pretty boys.
It's not really anime, but the staff is anime.
Yeah.
And it definitely it's a lot more anime than like most things.
It's anime
And-
as fuck.
Yeah, it really is. So, what was your guys' expectations going into it, especially those of you that hadn't seen the first season?
So can I can I go first?
Sure. Yeah.
Gosh, here we go.
So okay, I'm gonna admit something.
You
to
saw the first
everyone
season
here.
though, right, Enzo?
Yeah, you saw the first season.
Oh yeah, I watched the first season. Yeah.
How recently was that?
Okay, so okay, fine. Okay, the last 2 weeks of my life have been very crazy and stressful. Okay, fine. Okay, basically, guys, I watched the first season by accident instead of the second season.
He started talking about all this shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I haven't seen the first season.
And I thought I was good because Manny was like, "Oh yeah, there's a vape wizard," and the vape wizard was in the first season. I mean, there is a vape wizard in the first season too.
That's
So
my
I was
name.
like,
That's
"Oh,
my name for him, Vape Wiz.
Wizard.
yeah, for vape
Yeah.
wizard." Yeah, it
My
was
vape whiz.
it was hysterical. By the way.
The
But yeah,
enigmatic Gale.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the enigmatic Gale, I was like, yeah, yeah. Then I said some shit, and Manny was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I was like, "I don't know what show we're watching." And they're like, "Yeah, did you watch season 1 by accident?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I did." So my expectations going.
Cue
into
the
season 1
violins.
Anyway, okay, my quick review of season 1. It's fucking awesome. It's really fucking cool. Like the action is insane. It's so crazy. Like I forget I'm watching puppets all the time. So yeah, and the music's awesome. The OP of the first season was great.
So, what's your expectations for season 2?
Expectations season 2, I would like them to do more action. Keep all the boys really cute. I need them to adjust the bottom lip of each puppet though. Like they're so bulbous. There's this bulbous bottom lips.
Got some bad news for you.
Got some
It doesn't change.
nice kissable lips
change.
when you show to kiss them.
geez.
Yeah, they're just so cute, kissable.
All right, well that's it for me,
real
guys.
plump.
I gave season 1 a solid 7.5. That shit's dope as hell.
That's not the scale we use, Enzo, but
Nice try.
nice try.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying.
So, all right, how about the rest of you that didn't watch
God
season
damn
1?
it.
I had. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Okay. I mean, I had seen parts of season 1, so I was familiar with it. So I kind of knew what to expect, and I do recall the first season, from what I saw, being epic and awesome, but also a bit unconventional and perhaps even a little difficult to follow if you're not as open-minded about the visual medium in which you like partake of your entertainment.
Yeah.
But aside from that, my expectation was this is just going to be like crazy, awesome, over the top action and just a good time.
Mandy, how about you?
Yeah, my expectations going in, I did not see season 1. I had every intention of watching season 1 this week, but then unfortunately life happened and I had to go into surgery this week. So I spent most of my week asleep and I had to binge all of season 2
And
yesterday.
you couldn't watch it while you were asleep?
I mean,
Ridiculous.
I know I need to install those eyelid HDTVs.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I didn't watch season 1, but it was always on my list because I was like, man, this sounds interesting. It's so unique. It's such a unique idea outside of like, like when you hear puppets, you think, oh, a children's show, but this is clearly is not. And yeah, I've seen pictures of the puppets. They look beautiful. So my expectations going in were, I'm ready to see something very different and unique and interesting. And I think I got exactly what I was expecting. So yeah.
For me, I expected this to be the same as the first season. And when I say that, I mean, I expected it to be very action-packed, a lot of sword play. And, like, the first season is such that I don't even understand how they possibly do all the stuff they do.
I feel like that could also, like, describe an average night with you and I, Mitz. Action-packed, lots of sword play.
Oh, damn.
Sorry.
Very nice.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm here for.
A lot of swift movement.
Do you care to
voluptuous
elaborate?
lips.
Plump lips and swords swinging
lips,
around.
man.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness.
swollen.
I would recommend this show to a lot of people. I think that who wouldn't like this? It's like, unless you just can't handle the fact that they're puppets.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I was saying. Like if you're so focused on the way it's presented visually that you can't get over that, it's unfortunate because it's really awesome stuff that you're missing out on.
I mean, the people that control the puppets are like masters. I mean, it's just
Dude, they
crazy.
have to be masters of the craft for real.
I mean, it is so insane. Now, these puppets they're not the puppets you think, right? They their lips move, their eyes blink, their fingers individually move. They move their arms and gesture like a person. They hold swords and swinging swords around, and in the fight scenes they're doing like backflips and spinning and it's
cool light effects and everything.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's hard. It's almost. I don't want to get to it. Like, this is just the recommendation. If you like action, if you like fantasy, if you like things that are unique, I think you're really, if you like lots of style, like this show is great for you. Thunderbolt Fantasy is a great title.
Yeah.
For the show, and it's really cool. So I recommend it to those people.
As far as recommendations go, basically everything you said. I think it's very interesting, and the puppets are so pretty. When you said Good Smile Company, I'm like, yeah, I definitely see that now. But and this may just be me. Definitely not everybody, but and maybe it's also because I wasn't feeling well. I think I always suffered from really bad motion sickness, and there's something about, because they're puppets and they don't have facial expressions, they have to express themselves through movements, and they do a lot of floating movements, and that kind of got me a little nauseous at times. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It could have been completely because I wasn't feeling very well when watching it. But I don't know. They have this kind of like floaty movement to them sometimes. Kind of at me. So maybe if you have really bad motion sickness, just be prepared.
Yeah. I would agree with both of you. I mean, I'd recommend this to pretty much anyone. It's definitely going to require some people to step out of their comfort zone at first, but like this whole, like everything they've done, especially with like the first season and then continuing into this, like it's certainly worth it. Like, give it a shot, check it out. And I think most of you will enjoy it.
Yeah, So anyway, shall we move into like the spoiler section?
Sure. Yeah.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Yeah. So what happens?
Spoilers incoming.
So what happens in season 2?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot more of the same from the first season. The visuals are stunning and the special effects are fantastic. I mean, they do use some special effects to sort of enhance the fight scenes. And there are some new characters that come into play in the second season. His name is, there's a couple of new characters that are really important.
Rockman. That's his name.
Rockman.
Rockman?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
the musician. Long.
Yeah.
His
Guitar
name's
man.
like Long or whatever.
Was he not in the first season?
No.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of the cast changed. Like the two main characters,
Yeah.
Shang and the guy with the pipe.
Yeah.
What do you guys call him?
Vape
Wizard.
Wizard.
Vape Wizard. They're
Vape
both.
Wiz.
They're Vape Wiz. He and Sean were both in the first season.
Yeah, I remember them.
But in the second season, they got this new guy who's a musician who has like a lute.
Yeah.
It's not really a lute. But
Yeah,
it's got a different name.
It's
but-
a
A lute
lute-ish.
guitar.
and the lute
It's
guitar,
definitely a lute, but it makes guitar sounds.
right, like rock, yeah, like rock guitar.
Yeah.
So
I like that character.
He talks, like the flute talks, and he's a character. Also, there's an evil monk named D Kong who talks. He I guess it's kind of a spoiler that he's evil, but like he looks evil as shit.
He looks super
We're in
evil.
spoiler.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we are, yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's new. And
Although when his first actions at the beginning, you wouldn't suspect him to be evil because
Wait,
it's
he's
like,
like-
oh, he's so like self-sacrificing.
he's like saving people's lives and
what
stuff.
was his name? But Rockman attacked him, said that guy's evil. I trust Rockman.
Is he? All right,
Yeah, I
so,
trust Rockman.
So the main premise of the story is that one of the swords that gets lost is called the Seven Blasphemous Deaths. That is this sentient sword that
Controls the person that like
like people see it and they can't.
Yeah.
They're instantly charmed by it.
just like me.
Really?
No, not
You were
at all.
charmed by it? You're charmed by swords?
People are charmed by
Everybody
God
is
damn it.
charmed by.
Oh,
He's
forget
so
it.
handsome. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you, and I love you.
Oh, thank you.
So this sword charms people. Anybody who looks at it gets charmed by it. They become like a mindless, just like blithering. They're like madly in love. They're crazy, basically. And it's also
Rockman's voiced by TM Revolution. Thank you, Icy. Sorry.
Well,
oh, there you go. Well, he doesn't really talk a whole lot. And the sword, when it cuts you, it can like drain your life essence. And the life essence that gets drained gets like stored in the sword, and so the more people it kills, the more powerful it becomes. And so the main crux of the story is that it starts out that the Princess of Cruelty is frustrated because she can't really carry out the mission that her master gave her because she's not powerful enough. And the first sword that she used, the Night of Mourning, wasn't really powerful enough to overcome Shang and Vape Wiz.
good
and-
memory, by the way, man. It's like remembering the name of these swords. You're not even looking at your notes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm like all about it.
All right.
And
Miss loves this shit.
and she gets frustrated because she can't carry out her mission because these other people that are standing in her way are particularly powerful. And so she hits like rock bottom and succumbs to the Seven Blasphemous Deaths, the other sword, uses it, and she becomes powerful enough that she can, she's formidable, I would say, with it. But the problem is that she's just not a powerful fighter. Like, she just isn't. She's mostly good at poisoning people and being like, devious and crafty, but she's not a great swordsman.
She has a lot of scorpions.
She got bugs in her pantaloons.
She does.
Yeah.
And so inevitably she loses the sword because she even with it she can't win. And it falls into the control of this monk who is more talented, and he is like a badass with it and has totally lost his shit. And is just killing people all over the place. It's very bloody.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of blood. People getting cut in half,
heads cut off, arms cut off.
decapitated, blood
They don't
spraying.
But he even scares the sword. The sword is like, I can't control this guy.
Yeah, he's so in love with her that at one point at one point towards the end he's like gonna plunge himself into this ravine with the sword because he can't bear the fact of him someday dying and the sword ever being with somebody else. So he's like, I'm just gonna jump into this cliff and kill myself with you so that I will be your final controller. And like she's like the sword is a female, by the way. She's like legit scared.
Yeah.
She's scared.
Yeah.
And the whole last, I would say, 6 episodes of the anime, or the production, I guess I should call it, are this vying for power with the sword. Mandy, how do you feel about the scene with the dragon when they were taking on the dragon?
Dragon's awesome. It reminds me of like old Godzilla.
Yeah. So do you think the dragon is a puppet, or do you think the dragon is a dude in a suit?
It might be a dude in a suit. I don't know. I think it's a puppet because they attack it. And
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I do think the birds that Lynn calls, or Enigmatic Gale calls, are CG though.
Those like skeleton birds.
Yeah.
Were they
Either that or
CG?
maybe they're
They might
stop
be.
motion. They might be stop motion.
Oh.
If that's
Yeah, I
stop
didn't really
motion,
pay attention.
Yeah.
don't know.
I will say that this production, I'm pretty sure I said this with the last Thunderbolt Fantasy, and we'll see if you guys agree. I feel like the action in this surpasses what you get in almost any anime show. The ending fight in this season 2 was insanity.
It was
like,
so insane.
I mean, like, I was like, what is going on? How is it possible? You got Shang is spinning like a top on his foot with a sword.
Yeah.
Just whacking the guy over and over again with it. And like, these puppets, how are they spinning like this? And he'll shoot like a blast out of the sword, and the puppet will like turn sideways and spin through the air and like evade. Like, I'm like, this is insanity. Like,
Yeah.
And I think it's because
Icy said the dragon is a guy in a suit.
I kind of thought so.
I definitely want to see like a making of like little mini documentary where they show like how they
I'm
filmed
sure
these
they
scenes.
have 'em.
I feel that exists. I feel like that exists. I feel like I saw part of that once.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch all of it.
Because that's, I mean, it just seems so like impossible how they do it. So it's like how I want to see the making, like how they manage all these like intricate movements and just crazy fight scenes.
The sword fights
Yeah,
are awesome.
it does have a lot of very campy, very over the top action scenes that had me laughing a lot. I was just like, what the hell?
I mean, it's
I was just dying.
if you've like growing up, I used to watch a ton of like Chinese like kung fu movies and stuff like that, and like old Chinese like films, and this like reeks of that. Like this is, I mean, totally that. Like if you were a fan of that kind of cinema as a kid, or even today, they still have movies like that, but like old like Drunken Master movies and stuff like that, and old like warring Chinese clan movies. This is to say like it has the campiness factor. That's 100% why. It's like it's totally that. Which
So,
I appreciate.
I haven't seen the first season, but there was a whole section of this where there's an antagonist called, I think it's called the Hunting Fox.
Yeah.
I think that's what his name was. And he starts off as like a dirty cop sort of character, where he's like stealing a bunch of like goods and trying to sell them. And he tries to get one over on Lin, the enigmatic Gale, my favorite character, Vape Whiz.
who's sort of Lupin.
Yeah, that character is like my favorite type of character, and he's voiced by Toruimi Kozuke, who literally plays the same character in every show he does. He's always some very dirty, very I don't know, very cheeky character in everything he does. And so he tries to get one over on Lin. Lin, of course, is too smart, and he has the ability to make these like illusions with his pipe, and he ends up changing the fox's treasure into these stolen swords, so that when the fox tries to sell them to this lord, it's actually the lord's stolen swords. And I thought that was my favorite part of the entire show. I was laughing so hard, and I don't like how that resolved, though. I don't understand why Lin got so upset, because then the guy is like, oh, I'm just gonna be evil then. And I don't know. Did that make sense to you guys? I was like confused.
It honestly didn't make sense to me completely. I understood what was happening, but like,
yeah, Enzo got
poor Enzo.
And then Lin got so mad. He was like, "I'm done with this guy. Never to see him again."
The other thing that I didn't really fully understand was the very end, where, huge spoilers by the way, the monk guy manages to not get the sword sealed at the end. And
I think he reached in with his arm and then put his other arm in, I think, or maybe, I don't know.
He did something.
His arm's inside the scroll now.
His arm was in the scroll. Like, they showed the arm on the scroll, and I was like, what the hell happened? Because I guess the sword, they didn't capture it, but it's like in this pit that will never be retrieved. So they're satisfied with the fact that it's just going to stay down there forever. So, which it's kind of
never happens.
Which, like, a sword being in like a bottomless ravine of darkness is kind of the same as being trapped inside of a scroll forever. You're just sitting in darkness the whole time, no matter what. So, yeah. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. The music's awesome.
Yeah, one of my other favorite parts is it's always Lin. Lin is my favorite character. Is when he threw that like bird whistle at somebody and they caught it and he just gets carried away by
that was
the bird.
That was the monk guy, yeah.
He's like, maybe you shouldn't grab things that are thrown at you. I was dying.
You can buy a 12-inch tall really elaborate looking like miniature of Lynn's
Vape
puppet.
Wizard?
Oh my god, can I get
Whippet's
Vape
puppet
Wiz?
for $73? Yeah.
Oh shit, that's almost really.
It's really
Why'd you tell me that?
It looks really fantastic. Also, by the way,
How dare you tell me?
It's so elaborate. Like,
where can I buy this?
The designs in these characters are really, really,
It's on
really
eBay.
good. Really good. Like the character designs in this, I can't state enough how good they look.
Yeah.
Like they look incredible. So, I'm ready to score it. We're running a little long anyway. So I really enjoyed Thunderbolt Fantasy Season 2. I thought the plot was a little simpler than the first season, and for that reason, but there was some like meaningful stuff in there with like, there's always like a lot of like good and evil morals and stuff like that being tossed around. I don't know. I really liked it. It's a great property. I hope they keep making more of it. I'm gonna give it 4 lost horns on a really abused dragon out of 5 because that dragon is just
getting
chopped up.
I mean, the dragon has it rough.
And each time he's like, a human? How dare a human after...
he lost his wing, he lost his horn,
again.
And then he lost his life.
Yeah. It's like that dinosaur that Gohan would cut his tail off like every now and then.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a photo book. This isn't a puppet.
Oh, you're right.
You lied.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Man, I got
My
so
bad.
excited.
My bad. It looked so real. I thought it was a puppet.
Yeah. Well, I'll say I did not get to finish the show, so I don't want to give it an official score, but from watching the majority of it, I would also agree with giving it a 4. 4 magic swords out of 5.
I'm trying to find your puppet
Unofficially.
for you.
Please do. I found an Android of him, but it's like $200. I'm not going to spend that.
Damn, $200 for a Nendroid?
$200?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm going to assume it's probably out of print.
That's crazy.
I love the show. I thought it was so much fun. I want to go back and watch season 1.
It's pretty good.
The story's pretty simple. It's very campy, but it is a fun watch, and I think I give it 4 Vape Whizzes out of 5.
Nice. We're giving it a 4. That's
I also like Rockman.
Dude, Rockman.
Sorry, I don't remember their name.
Rockman and Vape
was
Whiz are the best.
Long Wu Yao.
Yeah, I like that guy because he can't talk. Apparently, if he talks, he brings like misfortune upon people. And that part where he like shouts at that dragon, all like Fusro Da style, I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
Here's my question for Rockman: Is
Rockman,
his loot actually sentient, or is he just crazy?
Oh no, the loot is sentient.
Okay. I was like,
yeah.
Like, cause that was my theory. It was like, maybe he's just crazy, and that's like a voice that he's doing for the loot. Like, that's his puppet.
The big question that I had was, like, they talk about the other swords in the index from time to time, but, like, there's 35 swords in there. We only saw 2 of them. I want to see the rest of the swords. You know, the Knight of Mourning, or the 7 Blasphemous Death sword was saying, oh, I'm not even the most powerful sword in here.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to see the other swords. You know, like how badass
I'm
are the
sure
rest
they're
of them?
gonna have more seasons.
So,
hopefully it's successful enough.
I mean, yeah. So I kind of wonder how much it costs to make this production, and
It's got to be a lot.
I just have no idea.
It's got to be a lot.
Yeah, I can't imagine how much those puppets cost. They're so elaborate.
I think Icy Rose was saying, like, for some of those action sequences, they literally just like throw the puppet and
It
then
looks
turn
like
on a
it.
fan.
He said sometimes
really?
you got to throw a puppet.
So, not all that many people voted on this from social media. I guess it's because not that many people were watching it. But
Chippy Rob found a Vape Whiz teacup. Give me that shit.
Oh my god.
all in all, like the social media score would have been like a 3.5 probably. So we're fairly in line with that. So that's about it, guys. That's all we have for you today. The spring season is here, and you guys need to know that
spring is upon us.
You need to be ready. You need to be wrapping up your winter shows because new shows are coming.
Yep. Get on that treadmill, all right, so you can get ready for the summer.
Yeah, I've been on the Stairmaster.
Throw on some anime so you can catch up on your shows.
Stairmaster for me.
Stairmaster, there you go. That too.
You put it on about
get to work, man.
Put it on about a 7. That'll get your heart rate into the zone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, of course, as always, if you want to get our extra content, you can do it at AAAPodcast.com/join. I have a gift to give Kazuo on the hentai episode.
Oh no.
A gift for you.
I'm scared.
because I love you.
Okay.
And if you want to find out what that gift is, you can get the hentai episodes at on our website, and the Hobby Addicts as well. And of course, all of you that are listening live and listening from at home, thank you so much for tuning in. We definitely love all of you. And if any of you want to visit me, we can snuggle. If you want to.
Good luck with that.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.